And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rolls to Astonish, and this is another developer spotlight. This time, we have Douglas. What's your last name, Doug?
Cole, Cole.
Douglas Cole of Gaming Ballistic here to show off Dragon Heresy to us. It is a Viking fantasy game based off of based off of 5e. It's a modified 5e, I believe.
That is correct.
All right. So, I'm not going to be running or playing tonight. I will be here monitoring chat and other such things. So I'm just going to pass it over to Doug now to start the game.
All right. Excellent. Okay, so let's see. Everyone has the ability to move their token around and take control of it, I believe.
I do not.
I do not have control of my Dragonborn.
You don't?
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting.
Have you tried setting the tokens as representing a character?
Have you tried
there we
turning it
go.
off and on again?
Yeah. So the bald dwarf with the axe, is that Vog or Gungur? No, that's going to be Bjorn.
That is not Bjorn.
So who is the tan dwarf, the bald tan dwarf with the axe? All right. I'll do Haley because I know who.
Who's our dwarf?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go shut up my dog.
Sad dog is sad.
This is me.
Oh,
I am
Alright.
Grundir.
Grundir, there we go. I can do. Grundir soft scale. Show nameplate.
There it is.
All right.
Alright, I'm back.
here we go.
This is okay. Represents Christopher. What's your character?
Oh man.
Your Vog? Okay. Nameplate. Okay. Get.
There we go.
All right. Leof win, I believe.
Half-elf fighter. He used to run a not-so-successful tavern and is now making up the fact that he's been in lots of wars that never existed in order to be more intimidating.
Okay, so do I have these allocated correctly?
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, can everyone move their person?
Yeah.
Hey, whee!
Okay, it's an earthquake.
I might be able
Yay!
That reminds me. Did I? Yes, I did. I remember the. Oh no. But actually, I got to run real quick because I got my energy drinks out in the kitchen. So that's one thing I remember to grab for myself.
All right.
So
All right,
be
all right.
right back.
Yeah, everyone needs to go in and turn off Roll20's voice and video in my settings. Broadcast to others, nothing disable. Receive from others, nothing disable. No video, audio. Oops, what just happened there?
If you turned off the audio tag, it restarts the thing. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure I didn't break it. Okay.
Here. Okay, there we go. Got my drinks, got my liquor. I'm good to go.
I hear you.
Ooh.
Okay. We ready to get going?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to presume that the five of you are journeying as a group. We could do the 4 or 5 of you meet in a tavern thing if you want to role play through that. But easiest to figure that you guys are at least moderately comrade-like to start.
All right.
At least in
Okay.
some reality.
Yeah, indeed. And Anix, we can hear everything you're saying. There we go. So, all right, very good. So you guys are journeying from wherever it is you came to and coming into the town of Northwatch. Can I mute him?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Presumably he can unmute himself if he needs to say something. Presumably he can unmute himself if he needs to say something.
Yep.
Okay, so Northwatch. Northwatch is one of the larger towns in Torrengar, which is the Viking-inspired realm that is the heart of the Dragon Heresy campaign. It is both a citadel. It is a citadel. Actually, it's a citadel. It is both a castle and town. The the citadel proper. Can you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
No? I may need to move you guys. There you go. Got that.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, all right. So the citadel, yeah. This is what happens when you do maps in PowerPoint, and I have no idea what happened to the river. Anyway, so the river becomes unnavigable north and west of here, which is really only important is because that's why the wall stopped. Audrain's wall was built like 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago as a barrier to keep the remnants of the Dragon Empire to the north, Tanalor, from raiding into Torrengar, while the Dwarven kingdom of Barakthel helped create a stable political entity here. In the many years since that time, Torrengar as a nation has risen strong. Barakthel has neither waxed nor waned, and the two mostly contend on equal footing. Northwatch is the northern keep. It is quite literally a keep on the borderlands, because you got to have a keep on the borderlands. And it is a city and town of roughly 10,000 people.
Is that small or large in comparison to the typical size of?
That is the largest city in the realm is maybe 30,000 people, which is Kings Point. And there are Midgard and North Point are the other two large cities that are in the 20,000 range. So I would say that Northwatch is maybe the 4th or 5th largest city in the realm. Most of the rest of the cities are going to be in the 1,000 to 8,000 range, and they're more towns than cities. And then you've got something on the order of 10,000 villages that are fewer than 1,000 people.
Oh.
So overall, just for some background, and I'm not going to dazzle you with my world building skills. Soon you'll be going off and investigating and interacting with people and killing folks and taking their stuff and all the good stuff that D&D parties do. But just giving you some setting. Let's go to city and market, and I keep forgetting to move y'all. Okay. Okay, so you can see sort of the citadel and the bridge. There is a wall around the entire city, which is located in the white area called City.
I should say now the Twitch stream is not moving off the Citadel. Oh, it is now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the Twitch stream. It's a couple of seconds behind us.
That was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Okay. There is always a marketplace where things are happening. The grid represents a combination of boardwalk and stone permanently emplaced. The city wall is basically a giant mound of earth with a log facing on both inside and outside, and a bit of a palisade. You get through into the city through a couple of gates to the basically cardinal to the south and to the west. Periodically, the gate is punctured. So let's say that you guys wander through on the southwest with the idea to probably find a place to rest and then figure out what is going on in town, so to speak. So let me give a backup. As like I said in the email, this is not designed to be a strictly linear adventure. There are things to do. There are things happening, and I'm gonna let you guys interact with people and barkeeps and innkeepers and people on the street or whatever. Listen to rumors, whatever you want to do, and we will see what this going. I'm gonna try and play this a little bit sandboxy, largely because I want to let you guys organically explore a couple of the pieces of the setting and the locale.
All right.
All right. That shall be interesting.
Indeed. Why don't we start off? You guys tell each other and our audience who you are from a character perspective. You can tell who you are too, but from a character perspective, why don't you explain a little bit about yourself?
I guess we should go in order from the Roll20, left to right. So I guess Christopher.
Sure.
My name is Christopher Rice. Blog for Successful Patreon, and I freelance for Steve Jackson. My character is named, and Dog was kind of.
Christopher, you're breaking up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Christopher works on sound issues. Let's jump over to Haley.
Oh dear, I'm gonna spell like crap. Okay. Obviously my name is Haley, and my character is a half-elf wizard named Sif. She basically, general backstory is her father was an elf, her mother's a human, her father didn't really want anything to do with her and kind of left her in her mother's care, and she basically learned the arts and craft of jewelry making from her to the point of now where her mother's kind of on her deathbed, but she wants to go out and explore. And when she heard word that the Jarl was offering land and like basically high up places for people that can take said land, she's just like, I want to jump upon this boat because I want to try and have a little bit of fun before I actually have to settle down for the rest of my life.
Excellent. And that will bring us to Kalos Leofwin.
So Leofwin is a elf in his middle ages or so, which is to say something like 70-ish. Half elf, that is, because elves aren't really playable. Anyway, he used to run a tavern for the past like 30 years or so, but he is not quite the sharpest tool in the shed in some ways, and also too idealistic. His business ultimately came to ruin when he went out of his way to go save a friend from somewhere far away and abandoning his place. Eventually came back to find it essentially in ruins. It's like, oh well. And he picked up his gear and went adventuring.
Ready, and he is a fighter, berserk fighter. Yes.
Yep, half elf fighter.
Haley
Spear and
was a
shield.
wizard. Yeah, there we go. Christopher is rebooting. So let's talk to Evan.
Well, it's your boy, Evan. I'm playing a dwarf. He's from a crafts dwarf's family, and as he was growing up, he was living in his brother's shadow, so he just up and left and decided he's going to go out and create the best damn weapon ever to exist.
So your background is artisan,
Yep,
and your class was
he's a fighter.
fighter. Very good.
He fights things.
He does. Ari.
I am Ari. I will be playing Grungir Soft Skill, who is a dragonborn berserker, whose background is naturally a combatant, and he saw a female berserker when he was a child. And he's always aspired to be just as fierce as her, and he's devoted his life to doing just that. He feels that his purpose is fighting, and he's always looking for the next fight. And be wary should you ever become an enemy of his.
There we go. Okay. I can tell you a little bit about Christopher's character. Was a combatant. And a little weak of limb, but quick to action. And he got into a spot of trouble and was rescued by this nameless companion who went on to get killed. And Christopher's having weather-related internet problems, so we may be this will be fun. Go without the cleric.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah, healing is for people who can't help themselves.
Who needs that?
Yeah,
not. The wizard might.
Nah.
Because I'm squishy.
What could go wrong?
You still have like 10
Everything.
wounds. You're fine.
Yeah, All right, so if Christopher can pop in later, then he will appear by divine magic.
Yeah, I hope he does, because I don't think any of us prepared for not having healing magic. Because
We'll
Don't
throw,
get it.
we yeah, exactly. We can throw some potions your way. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that just for fun. We will throw some potions your way. Blah blah blah. Magic items for my stuff. Potions, healing potions. Let us do blah 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 blah. Let us do. We'll give you 4 players, so we'll give you 4 potions total. 2 potions of vigor and 2 potions of healing. Okay.
All right.
All right. You gonna be all socialist about this, or you're gonna say my potion?
Don't get hit.
Yeah, don't get hit. That seems to be the piece. So we're gonna base the weather up here in Northwatch based on the weather outside my door. So it is it's supposed to be spring, but it ain't. It's
rainy.
we got a foot of snow in the last day. So it's been a surprise snowstorm in North Torrengar. People are mostly of good cheer about it because the weather is always somewhat unpredictable. But it's a little slushy. It's just above freezing. With
Attribute the randomness to not low key.
whatever. So maybe Thor got. Actually, yesterday we had thunder snow, so we were joking that Thor was drunk and pinching Scotty's butt, thus the lightning and the snow. And since basically Scotty is Elsa, the cold doesn't bother her anyway, but Thor really does. So there we
Well,
go.
why is it
Actually,
Thor? Why wasn't it Loki?
well, it's a storm and a winter storm at that with the lightning and thunder. So
I guess that's a good
usually
point.
yeah, but and actually in this game world, the I'm using the Germanic names. So Scotty is Scotty, but the thunder, the god of storms, is Dunner. As
Gunnar.
Thunder in Blitzen, yes. Here, one sec.
Dasher, Dancer, and Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, and Comet, and Gunner.
Okay, I am back. So now that we've had enough fun with reindeer games, I assume, in my 3 seconds it took me to take my headphones off, I've already derailed the game.
It's fine. Nothing
That's
unusual.
okay. All right, let's do this. So, as you are wandering, the town is large and bustling. There's always a market going on. There's a what was supposed to be a spring festival that's very cold. So if people were going to be, dancing around the April pole, then they're going to be cold. They'll do it in furs. So there is, however, all sorts of stuff going on. There are food stalls. There are wrestling matches. There's archery competitions. There's drinking competitions. People are a bit cold, but they're getting about and trying to have whatever fun they can.
You know what? I guess I'll start by entering a arm wrestling contest. It's gotta be one of those. I'm suitably overconfident, so I think that'll go well.
All right, so these are not arm wrestling. This is wrestling, grappling.
Just wrestling in general. Oh, got it.
Yeah, right. Yes, absolutely. So
I'll
there's
join in.
there's the there's the expert division and the beginner division. And it's really up to you.
I want to be the winner of the losers or the loser of the winners.
There you go.
This is a hard question. Yeah. Yeah, I'll enter expert. Let's see how that goes.
All right. So let's do this. So over here we have our champion Olaf. Why not? Olaf Strongarm. Human. Looks like he's a senior member of the guard. He's got his shield, which is off to the side, has a sigil that's unmistakably part of the town guard. What am I doing? I'm running a game. Yeah, that's my youngest daughter, Melody.
So if 1 is a twig and 10 is a refrigerator, could you rate this man?
I would probably say that he is somewhere in the 7 to 9 range. He is a big dude, and he when you look at him move around, kind of as he's taunting the working the audience up. He would remind you, if there was such a thing as the National Football League in Torrengar, he reminds you of one of these linemen who has no right to be that fast for how big he is.
Of course.
So just looking at him, this should be an interesting experience.
All right. I will, of course, first begin with trying to rile up the crowd on my own.
There you go.
Like any good pro wrestling match, this is how it begins, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
So here we go. Oh yeah. Natural what? 4?
Oh God.
There, bring it.
Off to
Okay.
a rousing start.
Why are there 2 rolls, by the way?
I mean, I'll cheer for him anyway.
But you're rolling at advantage.
The what it does is it always rolls as if there's advantage and disadvantage. If 2 rolls show, if you're not rolling with either advantage or disadvantage, take just the first one on the left.
Got it.
If you're rolling with advantage, take the better of the 2. If we're rolling disadvantage, take the worse. It's not a bad way of doing it, because that way you don't have to worry about it. All right.
Oh,
So
what are the rules here? I'm guessing no weapons or anything. We just
yeah, no,
ourselves,
just,
maybe some oil.
Yeah, no, it's no oil, just grappling. Grappling is the key here, and no official striking. But it's don't try not to kill anybody, and if you can, then don't. Anyway, so basically, there aren't that many. This is old school stuff, so it's designed to be whoever gets pinned or incapacitated first. The goal is not to give wounds, but a couple wounds here and there, no one's going to complain. It's a tough culture.
Mm-hmm. I'm quickly scrolling through the book to find grappling, and there it is.
Just some good, slightly homoerotic.
So I
ones.
guess now we begin with rolling initiative to see who gets the first grab off, or what?
Yeah, let's do that. So
Where's initiative on this thing?
That is an excellent
Dexterity rolls, maybe?
No, it's not. There's actually should be an initiative roll. 1d20. Well, yeah, 1d20 plus your dex bonus. So
Dexterity roll.
yeah, that'll be dex roll.
9.
All right, and he comes up with a 12. So you're looking at a 9. So he's going to go first.
All right.
All right. So mostly I'm going to be rolling dice. I'm not going to necessarily fudge, but I don't have a lot of these characters
Fair enough.
in the game. So
Fudge all you want.
yeah, there we go. Bring it. So his first tentative lunge is a 16. What's your threat and hit DC again?
I think unless I have a shield, it's just 10, isn't it?
If your dex is 10, it's 10. So you're a 10 threat and a 20 hit DC. All right, so he lunges in and he's going to. He rolled a 16, so he does a threat but not a hit. I need a D10. Where's my D10? There we go. So he is looking. You're looking at defending against 11 potential control damage. So that's 11 vigor.
Okay, and what do I need to roll to contest this?
There's no roll to contest it. It's a regular attack against a threat DC, hit DC.
Okay, so if he passed my threat, which he did, but not my the other one,
right?
What does that mean?
If you have the vigor to spare, then you can dodge out of the way by losing that vigor. So it was 11 vigor coming in. If you have that much, then it's like thinking of it like taking hit points of damage. But you're not.
So now I will drop to 1/16.
So you have 1 vigor, and just like regular 5th edition, as long as you have 1 left, you're good to go. So what that means is he went for you, you did a counter, and now it's your turn.
Okay.
Yep.
By the way, can you drag my token on here so I can keep track of the numbers?
I
like
can.
using the HP bars. Oh, you can't. Okay.
Well, let me see. I'll tell you what. We'll go to the start menu. Start.
You can click them and Control C to copy them, and on the other page you can Control V to paste them.
We'll do that then. Bring the players over to the city and market. Double click. Give people to look at that. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
All right. So you're down.
12 wounds. Throw your control maximum in there as well. Your control as well.
What is my control maximum?
That'll be your strength plus your dex bonus. So 17 for you, I believe.
No, I have 15 strength. So that'll
so 15.
Be 15.
Yep. So 15, 7, and divide by 4 is 3. So 1 to 3 control. You're grabbed. 4 to 7. You're grappled. 8 to 15. You're restrained. 16 plus. You're doomed. This means you're pinned, incapacitated, can't do anything.
So,
okay, so
I'm at 1 victory, and now it's just my turn. So I just hit him back.
It is. Yes, absolutely. You try and do back.
1d10 plus strength? I mean, 1d20 plus strength, rather.
1d20 plus strength plus proficiency, yes. If you have the athletics proficiency.
which I do. One moment.
There we go.
I lost my sheet somehow.
Oh, really?
There it is. Found it again.
Good.
Just a. How do I? I guess I should add a new attack for this. So I'll call this. Grab, and it'll be strength roll. And what's the damage on this? 1d8. I remember.
It's 1d10. It's equal to your hit die. So fighters and barbarians are the best grapplers. Magic users not so much. So as a fighter, you'll do 1d10 plus your strength. Oh, boom! There's something.
Is that a crit or whatever?
It is not. It is not. He is actually you almost went right past his vigor, but you didn't. So go ahead and roll your damage. Oh, you did 8.
8.
Yep. Okay. So he does a nice counter, but he does look worried. I will throw a token on there. Just
So if you pass over the second target number, that means you ignore his vigor.
and go right to grappled. Yes. That means
Okay.
whatever damage goes right against his
Wounds, basically.
his control maximum. And had you rolled had you landed 8 on him, that would put him into his restrained territory.
Got it.
Yeah. Or actually, for him, he's a big dude, so that would be if you rolled 8, you would have grappled him, which means really can't move. It's now the grappled is a little bit weak sauce in 5th edition, but once you get into restrained, he attacks at disadvantage and defends at disadvantage. So he would have to try and grapple you back to shed that grapple.
Oh, it's on to him.
Come again?
It is on to him.
It is on to him. So he is going to attack, and he rolls an 11, which I believe does exceed your 7. So he rolls a 10. So that barely exceeds your threat DC. Yeah.
10, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it is my threat.
It is your threat DC. Yep. So it's meet or exceed. So I will put this in the monitor so you can see it happen. So roll 1d10 plus 4 for his strength. Ooh,
Nice.
13 vigor your way.
So
So-
I am now. Does this pull 1 out of my remaining vigor and the
Yes,
rest
it
go
does.
to my wounds?
Yeah,
Or
so
not
you-
wounds, my control
Your
maximum.
control, yeah. So you've got 12 control on you. So that means you are restrained, which means that you attack at disadvantage and are attacked at advantage. Now you can counter grapple if you happen to make this attack. You can and bypass his hit DC. You can apply your damage to remove control points as well.
Okay, so I'm at 12, and this meant what again?
It means you are restrained, which is a condition.
So I'm
And
attacking disadvantage, right?
yes, so you attack at disadvantage. So it is your turn.
Okay, and I'll roll again.
Indeed.
And I take the 12, which maybe doesn't work, guessing by the fact that his threat DC was like 24.
No. His hit DC was 24. His threat DC was 13. But nonetheless, that was not a success. And so he'll come after you. 1d20 plus 8. Roll 1d20 plus 8 because he's at advantage. 25.
So I just lose, is it right?
So
Or how
yep,
does this work?
that's right. So that does.
I tap out, and I'm like, oh.
Well, he does. Yeah, he does.
damn.
Yeah, he does. He does 8 more. 8 more control to you because he rolled kind of crappy
Yeah,
for his
which takes me
damage,
past
but
my
that still takes you past your maximum, so you're incapacitated. And he's forced you to your knees, and you're like, all right, I'm done. But he stands up, gives you a hearty, good game. The advanced division, this guy was like an 8th level fighter, so
Yeah.
that was but he's like, you've got. He looks at you and says, well fought. You have potential. That first move you made was you almost had me there. So he was reasonably impressed by.
I give him a thumbs up, and I
by-
look to the dwarf in the party, like with this kind of stare that's like, are you going to one-up me or not?
I mean, shit, I'll go.
right.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. So who's up? So he's up next. All right. Bring it on. What's your grapple skills here? You've got 1d20 plus. What's your strength?
Strength is 16.
Okay. What's your dexterity bonus?
Dexterity bonus is 1.
Okay. So your control max is 17. So 8 and 4. So you're there. 5 to 8. 9 to 17. On a proper character sheet, this would all be right there for you. So I do have a improper character sheet, but I don't have a proper character sheet. Okay, so let's roll for initiative.
All right.
He rolls crap. So you're looking at
An initiative, is that just dex mod?
make a dex roll. Beat a 9 and you go first.
No.
Oh! You're like, what? What? Has it started yet?
Yeah, it's a bit confusing. It's my first time. Be gentle.
That's cool.
Be gentle, senpai.
Yeah. So what's your website? What's your you said your dexterity was a +1 bonus?
Yep.
All right, so your threat DC is 11 and your hit DC
Is 21.
DC is 21. You got it. Okay, so he bypasses your defense and lands 7 control on you. So you are grabbed. You are grappled. When the only thing that grapple does, it means you can't get away unless you break the grapple first or drag him with you. So it's really he's got contact with you, but there are no deleterious effects yet.
All right.
But he lunges in, goes right past your vigor, and gets a handle on you.
All right.
All right, so now it's your turn.
All right. So, what's the roll for grappling?
It's basically an attack roll. Do you have the athletics proficiency?
Let me see here. Athletics. Yes.
Okay, so 1d20 plus the better of your strength or dex to land a grapple. And I'm sorry, no, you're already grappled. So 1d20 plus strength plus proficiency. So probably 1d20 plus, 5?
5. Yep.
5. Yep.
Oh, would you look at that?
That is a big old 2.
That is another 2.
Indeed. All right, so he counters back, rolls a 12, which added to his thing is rolls a 20, so he's under your hit DC. So he's coming in with 7 vigor loss. And now it's your turn.
All right. Was I losing the 7 vigors?
You lose 7 vigor.
All right.
What was your vigor?
13 maximum.
All right, so now you're down to 6.
Ooh.
All right, you're up.
All right, I'm up.
Yep.
All right. I guess I'll grapple him back.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll to hit.
All right, same roll.
Yep.
Slightly better.
Yeah, there we go. Roll damage.
All right, and that's just
your hit
1d10.
your hit die plus your strength bonus. Nice. Yeah. So he's able to counter. So 58. What was the second roll? Oh, there it is. Not what? Oh, weirdness. 1d10 plus 3. Okay. Sorry, I'm just staring at stuff. So he's able to move around that a little bit. He's got 49 vigor left. And he's gonna counter on you. Ooh, he rolls a 19. But that, yeah, and he's a higher level fighter, so I believe. When does that? Crap, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Definitely don't worry about it. So he rolls he bypasses, so he rolls a 19. Excuse me. Plus 7, which is the 20 lots. He does 11 control. And I believe that takes you to incapacitated.
Oof.
Yep. So yes. So just so you know, the tagline on my little 3x5 card is unbeatable grappler. And obviously he's not unbeatable, but the thing is about this is that you're fighting basically a 5th, 6th, or 7th level type character, and they have a lot of vigor, right, which is the equivalent of hit points. Control and wounds are the thing that actually kind of tie you up or injure you. So he's got a lot of reserve skill to counter your defenses, but ultimately a grappling match runs just like a sword fight. You trade hit rolls, and every now and then you're going to roll higher than the hit DC. And when you roll higher than the hit DC, you go right to vigor, right to control, or right to wounds. And that, if you had rolled a 20 instead of just 2s, right, you'd be rolling a 25, and that would exceed his hit DC. And if you had a good lucky roll, you absolutely could have restrained him, and now he's rolling at disadvantage. You're attacking him at advantage, and you get what I call death spiral behavior, where he needs to do something pretty drastic to break that hold, or else the fight's going to be over pretty quickly. So that's kind of the thing, is you can trade vigor for a while, especially against an equal foe, but if the lucky happenstance hits, and then you can be in a world of hurt quickly. But that's good, right? I mean, you guys stepped up, and now you're known as the people who, the newcomers who stepped into the ring with the big dog. So he is a winner and still champion. And that was a good quick piece.
All right.
Any questions about how that played out? Just since this is a developer highlight rather than just a game.
It seemed pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah.
One thing I'm wondering is, what are his wounds? Because I almost went to his wounds. Let's say I did. Would that end the fight right there, basically?
So if you would have his control maximum is 22, because he has an 18 strength and a 16 dex. So is up to 20. So if you would have done a critical hit, if you would have rolled a critical, so if you would have rolled a 20, you'd roll 2d10 plus your strength bonus, which was 3, as I recall.
Do you still confirm crits in 5e?
You do not confirm crits. So if you roll a crit, you roll a crit, and you roll the double dice.
So let me just roll that real quick. 2d10 plus my strength mod of 2. That'll be that.
Right. So that would have been on that particular one. You would have gotten 15 control if you would have gone right to hits, and he would have been restrained. Had you and then so he would have attacked you back, but at disadvantage, which even with his substantial bonus is still like a -5 penalty. And then if you attack at advantage the next time because you have him restrained, but you can also do things like do a takedown. Right? And since you had him restrained, you can do a takedown. You could do a joint lock. There are things that you can do, which require you to pass certain thresholds. So, we didn't break into tricksiness because didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have him restrained, you could, for example, if you would have been fighting someone you wanted to hurt, you had 15 control. You could potentially roll 2d6 or 3d. You could spend that and hurt him. Right?
Break his arm.
You could break his arm. You had that right. So if you right, yeah. So what you would do is you have 15 control. You could say, okay, I'm going to spend 3d4 of that, 12. You roll 3d4. If you make an attack roll, you roll 3d4. You drop down to 3 control because you spent 12, but you roll 3d4 wounds, and those are honest to God wounds that are going to take weeks to heal.
I got 2 more questions here.
Yes.
Let's say this was a sword fight that became a grapple fight.
Yes.
It's the same pool of vigor for both grappling and taking sword blows, right?
Yes, that is your defensive capability. You can mix and match all you want.
Okay, and question 2.
Yep, bring it on. I think I know where you're going to go, but ask your question.
Oh, it was going to be, can he, instead of placing control on me, take away the control I have on him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. And that's one of right. Go ahead. So
it would just be onto himself to reduce.
That's right. So yeah, he would roll 1d10 plus 4, which is his thing. He rolls a 6, it's 10, and he could take your 15 control down to 5. So he would
Got it.
counter, but he couldn't break completely free.
And what were
Yeah,
you
well-
going to say? Because I'm doubting that was the same thing.
No, it wasn't actually the same thing. I was surprised. So what I thought you were going to ask is, what if I had him grappled and I wanted to like pull him onto my knife?
Mhm.
And you can absolutely do that up to. So let's say you've got a short sword or a knife, so 1d4 or 1d6. If you have a short sword and you want to like grapple him onto your short sword, you can spend up to the die value. So if you have a short sword and then control, you can roll 1d6 plus your whatever bonus, but you can add up to another 1d6 by spending control. So you can compound wound damage by first getting control and then doing a weapon attack and spending that. So there's a few things that you can do with the grappling control points. Trade them for injury. You can do a takedown. You make an attack, and if you have I think if you exceed his threat DC with the takedown, then you can nick him down. And then he's got people who are prone have disadvantage. That hasn't changed from the 5th edition basic rules. So anyway, I don't want to get into too many rules discussions because we got lots of a game in front of us. But the interplay that you just saw, right, is grappling is just like basic combat, but you're looking to do control damage type instead of wounds. If you look at the rules that I sent out, there are 3 or 4 things that you can do in grappling that are a little bit more interesting, I guess I'd say, than just building up control. Things, yeah, right. So things that you can do. Where's the grappling techniques? There we go. Right. So you can counter grapple, which you already talked about. You can inflict pain. So as long as if you have your foe restrained or better, you make an attack roll if successful. The foe has to make a Constitution saving throw against the pain DC, which is 8 plus your proficiency plus your damage bonus. If he fails the save, then he's stunned. And he has to make a morale check or else he taps out or wants to quit or run away. So you can strangle, you can choke someone to death. You can do a stunning throw if you have someone restrained. You make an attack, and they take wounds, and and they're automatically stunned if that attack works. They're stunned until they make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. Takedown only requires a grapple, so you can try and throw them down. You can disarm someone by making an attack. If you've got them grappled, you can take away their weapon. So those are the things you can do with a grapple.
All right, then. Anyone else have anything they want to do?
Anyone? Yeah, any other questions?
Nope.
All right.
Well, considering I'm not getting involved in any of this grappling nonsense.
Right.
That's what you think.
I'm gonna go up to.
No, unless you want to see a half-elf wizard broken, no.
I'm
Not
gonna
to
go.
the to the no, honey.
I'm gonna go over to my other fighter guy and just have like a moment of just consolidation between us.
We have a moment of silence to our prides.
Yeah, just a nice solid pat on the back.
It was a good fight. Good fight.
Well,
You guys-
that was
you-
fun. Want to get
Did you
drunk?
guys? Did you guys see the? Did you guys ever see the Angel episode TKO? I think it was called. Maybe it wasn't.
can't
No,
say
that
I
was
have.
the B5. Okay. There was a case where Angel gets into basically a mixed martial arts cage fighting thing, and he gets his ass totally kicked, and the other guy's like, "Oh, it was a good fight." Anyway, good. So that was a more effective demonstration of grappling than I could have possibly hoped for. So I have to dangle more combat in front of you guys because you're like a hungry trout. That's great.
So I'll be heading to the tavern with the dwarf unless anyone wants to
Yeah,
say
let's
something about that.
drink our prides back.
Absolutely.
Drink our
Absolutely.
pride back.
Yeah, everyone knows their alcohol is actually a pride potion, so you gotta drink it down, and you'll get it back, just like vigor.
I think
Exactly.
I think this is completely legit.
I think it's just an excuse to get drunk, but I'm
That's
all
also
for it.
true.
Who needs an excuse to get drunk? We're Vikings here.
Dude, being a dwarf is an excuse to be drunk.
There you go. So now you know dwarves are not short-bearded Scotsmen in this game, right?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I know. So you're just so you know, you are short, stout, and broad. But your skin will look like your favorite granite countertop.
Oh, nice. So just like real life.
That's stone skin.
So it's soft to the touch, more like it feels more like a snake skin than it's not actually stone, but it ripples with color. But yeah, it looks like your favorite. But and here's an important thing: dwarves do not sparkle and will fight anyone who says different.
Of course.
Of course,
Man.
dwarves
How sheen.
dwarves and certain other creatures that shall not be named do not sparkle. And to say otherwise is a horrible slur. And so the biological thing is that granite sparkles because of the quartz inclusions in it, and dwarf skin does not have quartz inclusions, so you don't sparkle. But you do resemble natural stone in your coloring, and mostly hairless. And if you know what, let me see if I can find my book of heroes.
And for the other creature, you're not talking about vampires, are you?
Yes, that was a blatant Twilight analogy. Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Um,
Vampires don't
this might-
sparkle. We go by the blade standards. They spontaneously combust.
Yes, quite. All right, let me
This
see.
might
If
be
I,
a silly question, but dwarves aren't like evil or anything, right? Because
They're
last
not.
I remember, every time I can think of a dwarf in like a Norse thing, they always did something really awful.
Okay, yeah. So dwarves in this particular case, although the root's the same, they're not Dvergar. Those are the Dvergar are more related to gnomes, but gnomes are an offshoot there.
What's
Got
saying
it.
Pockets is
Yeah.
evil.
Come again?
You're not wrong.
Pockets, that's Evan's character in Tefra.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
she's not wrong.
Yeah,
Let me,
Pockets is evil no matter what.
Let me see if I can do this. Add handout. Okay, dwarf. With
Hello to the
shield.
10 people watching the stream, including me.
There we go. And all players can be edited by none
We're getting there.
tags drop file. There we go.
Be sure to follow Rolls to Astonish on Twitch TV.
There we go. Show to players. Can you guys see?
Oh my god! It looks like Deadpool! Well, the best!
Oh, he does, doesn't he? You're right. It's but yeah. So yeah, but that's this is Michael's interpretation. Yeah, so they're broad and stout. This guy looks more like
fuck.
kind of the red countertops. But yeah, but you can have like gold and black dwarves. You can have like blue and yellow and shot through with veins and stuff. The culture and whatever of the dwarvish culture is somewhat standard, but there's a lot to it in the book. But I am not going to bore you with my world building, and I'll just say that the culture of the dwarves and the humans and stuff are detailed in the character section.
And their skin
okay,
would
so
make a great zombie shield.
what was that? The what would make a great zombie shield?
Their skin, I think he
Their
said.
skin.
Skin would make a great zombie shield. Okay, I'm actually not going to ask you to elaborate on that. I'm afraid. All right, so to the inn.
Mhm.
All right, I presume that there shall be drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Very much.
Very much drinking. Okay, so as you are you gonna sort of take a table to yourself? Or you're gonna sit in the common area and see what gives?
I mean, I'm just here with my other fighting buddy, so
Yeah.
whatever
There
he
you
goes
go.
for.
Someone, if someone wants to make a charisma check to see if you can get people talking, that'd be cool. Or you can just roleplay getting people talking. That would also be cool.
Yeah, Sif might go up to the bar and just sort of start listening in to people. She's not very social, so she just kind of quietly.
I'll go find
listens.
someone interesting to listen to, and interesting in the way that they look like they may have, a slip of paper that says quest on it dangling off of them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But however, sadly, I have no charisma.
All right, so you go over and spit on him and see what. Yeah.
They
So
suck you
the
that way.
yeah no. So
I thought for
the-
sure that's how they say hello where he's from.
Indeed, the biggest rumor that you guys are going to pick up on is that people are telling stories that a local he's a man so rich that he's considered a jarl. He's a merchant, but he's actually got a seat at the
Jarls.
Jarlsmoot. So, but he
Does
is
that make you a jarl?
come again? Pretty much, yeah. So his name's Orm Carlson, and rumor has it that his ships were actually attacked in the middle of the night. And there's all kinds of wild stuff going on. Some people say it's a feud with a lesser noble down the river. Some people say that the dead were walking. Other people say that it was actually lizard people, the Ethba folk, or maybe the Fifth Rildi, which are the lesser dragonkin. Ethelfolk and Fithrildi are both related to dragons distantly. They were their servants and their troops back when the Dragon Empire was a thing many thousands of years ago. And the various
Back in my day.
dragonkin back in your day, right? The various dragonkin are known to be very populous north of, not too far north, but north of the city. You start to get into the Ethla folk. Ethla is Icelandic for lizard. So you get into the lizard folk and the Fithrildi. And if you want to translate Fithrildi as kobolds, you can certainly do so.
Those damn lizards.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, the dragonkin were the creation elder dragons. Basically, foot soldiers, slaves, and servants. That were part of that, and their domain is north of the wall. They are man eaters, so it's not cool. Dragonborn are an offshoot of the dragons as well, but they were the subset of a hybridization of dragon and human that were not susceptible to the psychic domination of the dragon parent. And I don't know if you guys read the culture, but Dragonborn are a matriarchal society. The women tend to be a little bit bigger. They are polyandrous. A female Dragonborn will usually have between 1 and 4 husbands to share the household, and there's a whole thing. But
They're 5% bigger, 12% heavier. While they don't have the psychic power of elder dragons, their suggestions carry the force of command, and it is a rite of passage for a daughter to escape the mother's area of influence and establish her own with 2 to 3 male companions.
there we go. Someone is reading the book, so it is one of the benefits of having the thing written and laid out before we do the playtesting. It's not just a collection of rules, and you can pass the PDF out to backers and playtesters to experience for themselves. Here ends the marketing session.
Oh my god! It basically, from the sounds of it, sounds like the Dragon War culture is basically the Mormons of this world.
Oh no, not the Dragon Mormons.
So I will definitely say that was nowhere in my creativity stream. I would have to look for more. Would you say that the Mormon culture is not strongly matriarchal? Is it?
No,
It's
it's the opposite.
So
Yeah, it's patriarchal. So
it's like
yeah, but no, it's what it is actually is one of my playtesters is an expert herpetologist, so he's big into lizards and reptiles, and we were looking at some of the social structure of particular lizards, and the dragon queen thing is also a trope. So we threw a bunch of stuff together to come up with a functional dragon culture that actually was mimicked in the animal kingdom. Okay, enough. Enough world building. Let's go
Yeah.
do some stuff. So there's a bunch of rumors. The one thing that seems common in all of them is that this Jarl, whose name is Orm Carlson, he actually has a place here in Northwatch, in the city proper. He is one of the High Jarls, the High Lord of Northwatch, and the chief of the garrison here. He's one of his. They know each other real well, and he's one of his primary retainers, I guess you could say. Liegeman is probably closer, but most Jarls are pledged to one of the few High Lords, and of course the High Lords are pledged to the king.
So I turn to the rest of the party and say, hey, I think we should go find this Jarl guy and see if he's going to pay us to kill people for money. Sound good?
That sounds fucked up.
Well, I mean, it's not just about the pay. You have to
Fucked
realize.
up. What do you do? I point to this man's, like, he's got a sword on him or whatever.
It's just a
armor,
hammer.
his shield.
I make weapon. You know?
I kind of squint for a moment.
I'm
Okay,
always.
what's your big
looking-
plan?
I'm always looking for a fight.
Wow, that's also fucked up.
I am a soldier. Fighting
Why?
is what I do.
Such violence.
I'm just here to make some weapons, you know? Have some good time.
What kind of Norseman are you?
Well, what the fuck, man? Look, I thought we were, like, cool, but, you know, you're just gonna start throwing around insults like that?
Relax. We don't need to fight breaking out in the tavern.
Though,
Scratch my chin for a moment. You're right. Maybe we should wrestle outside.
Yes.
Please no. Let's just
We're not. I'm sorry. That was one of the things. We're not going to engage in PvP.
Oh,
That's probably a good thing.
Yes. So we're just gonna stop that right now.
all right. So
Surprise
we're
is
not
good
going to go
for
to
you,
Jarl to see if he's going to pay us to kill people for money. So what are we going to do?
I mean, we can still do it.
Yeah, we're still going to approach the Jarl. It's just at this point I'm going to do the talking because I don't trust any of you to talk to the Jarl at this point. If all you want to do is fight. Somebody with some common sense has to try and talk to him.
I've got plenty of common sense.
All right, then. We head there
right.
with, what's her name?
Sif.
Sif as our,
Our face.
Yep.
All right.
I
Sif.
take the table with me.
Yes.
All right. Talk to me. Let's. So you wander over to somewhere in the middle of the city where the Jarl's longhouse and small compound. It's a series of 4 buildings in a rough square, with it's sort of laid out like a Viking fort in miniature. 4 connected buildings that are 4 connected longhouses, and a chamber in a smaller square room in the middle, which is sort of the Jarl's office. Obviously, you don't just walk up to the Jarl. You want to really think of these guys, these Jarls, as vice presidents in a major corporation. These are the Viking society is fairly flat. You've got the king, you've got the Jarls in general, some of which are more respectable than others, so to speak. And then you've got the freeholders, the Carls. So there's really only a couple of, and then there's the thralls, the slaves. And slavery is a little weird in this particular culture, just because it's not quite the same because of the long history of being enslaved by the dragons, but it's more indentured servitude, like debt payment and stuff. And it's definitely not something that you're born into. You're not born a slave ever. Excuse me. Come again?
It is not chattel slavery.
It's not chattel slavery. It's not. It's for real. I need to work out the details of that because it's obviously it's a sensitive subject, but you can't get away from it. Vikings kept thralls. and that was just part of the culture. So the moving on. So you're going to come up to it. You're going to come up to the house. There's a small guards. They are clearly they're pledged to the Jarl, and the one of them's going to ask you what your business is.
I'm here to speak to the Jarl on behalf of my party. We've heard he's had a little bit of trouble with his ships being pillaged, and we were hoping to offer our aid to him.
Interesting. So he sort of looks you guys up and down. 4 or 5 people. One of them is kind of Schrodinger's cleric. So it's like 4.5 people. Wait right here.
May or may not exist.
Well, if Christian connection comes back, then all of a sudden you're gonna have a poof. There's a cleric. He was here all along. But until then, the cleric may or may not be present. He may or may not heal you.
If
Just
you
lower down
observe him
from the
right now,
heavens.
he's not there. But if
Right.
you observe him later, he may appear.
See, someone
Just-
knows their physics.
He'll just
In any
lower
case,
down
so-
from the heavens.
So the one guard disappears, and in a few minutes later, he returns with an absolutely stunning red-haired woman in full ornate armor. And she carries herself like like the experienced warrior that she evidently is. And she says to you guys, I'm Ilsa Eldhar Ormdarter, which basically Ilsa is her first name. Eldhar means fire hair, and Ormdarter is daughter of Orm, who is the Jarl. My father is away on business, but you may certainly treat with me. So although she is clearly, you can tell by the set of her shoulder. Right? If you've ever done sword fighting, you have swordswoman. She is my wife's shoulders, basically. My wife is a martial artist. You can tell she swings a sword a lot, and it shows in the posture, and it shows in the shoulders. So this is someone who's an experienced warrior, and yet she seems somehow sad. And so, but she's willing to invite you in to an interior room for conversation.
Of course. If we could walk inside and talk about this in a more private scenario.
Yep, she leads you to a small chamber with well-made furniture. And sits you down and offers you mead, ale, or wine at your choice, which is unusual because she has all 3 at her disposal. So this is this kind of largesse is a mark of the status and wealth of her father.
Oh,
Oh.
I'll take a goblet of wine, if you please.
Mead. Just
Just
as
2?
much, just as much mead as you can.
There we go. So she brings out a giant drinking horn, gives you, gives it, polite toast, and sips from her own mead horn, and invites you. So you've come seeking to enter into my father's service? ?
Be quiet at this request.
Yes,
time?
period.
Yes. Yes, we are. We've heard that he's been having trouble with his ships being pillaged recently, and my friends and I figured that we'd be able to offer our talents and skills to help another in a cause that clearly he can't be at fault for, considering the rumors that have been flying around about what the cause could be for these raids.
So I will certainly the raids on the ships have been of great concern to us, and there is a great deal that we do not know. We've been losing 3 or 4 sailors or merchants or factors each day, and even this last night, 3 men were killed here inside the walls.
Oh,
And that's that is something that with the garrison deployed, with the garrison so thin on the ground these days, the the usual resources are not available to the Jarl of Northwatch.
mm-hmm.
Well, I can understand that.
I'm sorry, Haley, I missed that.
Well, I can understand that. I suppose that's why we're being so willing to offer our services, since it seems like this might have been an issue for a bit longer than we initially heard, and if nothing's been done about it, then I think it's about time somebody did do something about it.
Yes, there's the as my father is a retainer of the Jarl of the High Jarl of Northwatch, most of our guard force has been deployed to the north into the hunted lands. The hobgoblins and the Fae are running wild up there, and it's all we can do to keep them from flooding into the country. Truth be told, the Northwatch seems almost depopulated of its typical complement of fighting men and battlecasters. So any help that your arrival is most timely.
A liege lord as yourself should never be without fighting men.
Torrengar has been so pressed for fighting men ever since the Naveri clansmen renewed their attacks, and with the winter coming to an end, although this winter seems to never end, once again the king has called for more of the Huskarls to be sent south, even north, which has not been spared. And it's just it's a tough time to maintain inner security. Heck, rumors even reached Northwatch of a somewhat semi-successful rebellion in the south of the country, and we haven't had rebellion since shortly after Torrengar was formed. Things are hard. Things are hard. And with the king's invitation to come, establish domains in the north, even some of our best and truest are going north, never to return. And she sort of stares into her drink, like she's thinking deep thoughts for a while.
Is it true that the dead walk?
Well, of course, it's just the question of the dead always walk. There, hell has a Hela has a tenuous grasp on the dead, and the farther north that you get, sometimes the dead are quite restless. Whether or not the dead are coming into Northwatch, that's hard to give credibility to.
And the lizards?
The lizard folk, she sort of looks at you. I wonder if, before we deal with the ships... No, I can't ask that of anybody. So,
what are you asking? Hold on. What are you asking?
She sort of looks around. You're new in town. I can tell.
So
How's that?
She's really reluctant to keep going, but obviously she's going to keep going. So you don't have to pump her for information. But it's one of these things where she's got something on her mind. She's like, my Asbjorn, Gunnulfsson, he has been gone for so long. I've not seen him for long. With my father gone, maybe you could find him and let me know if he still yet lives.
Well, where was he last?
He big sigh, says, we had pledged to each other we were going to be, and then my father, and she's just sort of rambling a little bit, and says he went north. If he was not good enough for my father to accept our pledge, he was going to be a jarl on his own, and he went north to found his own domain. He's always been rash, but it's one of the things I liked about him. Find him for me.
I mean, we'll do what we can.
It's like if it is a mate you seek, it is a mate that shall be brought to you.
I can't promise that we'll come back with him, but we'll do what we can to try and find him.
His father is the Hera, which is kind of the ranks of the nobility are Ritter, which is kind of a knight, a rider, someone who's basically horse cavalry. Then Hera, which is usually someone who's not cavalry guy, but in charge of a small town or a village. And then there's the Jarls, but they're all nobility. So he's the Hera of a village a couple miles south. Let me bring up on the map.
And we need to find this person.
Can you guys see, or do I have to bring the player token over?
You have to bring the player
Yeah,
over.
there we go. Okay. So you got Northwatch right here. And right here, apparently it's only 5 feet away, so you can just take a step.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
There you go.
so 5 feet south of town. Anyway, that is where Gunnulf, the Gunnulf's village is. Asbjorn is from there. So, but it's not very far away. This map doesn't have a scale on it because it got cut off. But it's only a few, maybe 5 or 10 or 15 miles south. It's not very far.
We take one giant step.
There we go. It'll wind up being about between a half a day and a day's journey, depending on your travel pace.
I can do that.
All right. Oh, before we leave, have you already conceived a brood with this man?
No, we no, certainly not. That would have been no. We're not married. We pledged to head in that direction, and then my father went into a rage. That's personal. It's personal. So obviously the family, the daughter has to get the parents' permission to marry. That's sort of part of the culture. And usually it's not a big deal. But he apparently Orm felt that this was not a good match for his family, and that was odd.
I do have a question.
Yeah. Yes, please.
So you said, why did this remind you of the lizards? This is for the woman herself.
I'm sorry. Your question cut out just a little bit.
The question, well, it is in characters.
Yeah.
Why does his disappearance? Why did you learn that after? I mentioned the lizards. Do they have something to do with why he may have gone?
The area north of the wall is Ethla-folk territory. You always have to deal with roving tribes. Sometimes they're everywhere. Sometimes they're not seen. You guys must be from. Are you guys from the south? Are you not familiar with the thing about the Ethla-folk is that they will stay confined to an area unless you violate what they consider their territory. And not only will they try and exterminate you and eat you, but they will follow the direction that you came from in the assumption that wherever it is you came from is now their territory also. So mostly it's a live and let live thing, and this is why King Krael's proclamation of sending people north to form villages and to create domains is just folly. And she goes off on a Viking era political rant for a while.
I just kind of spaced and tune all this out.
Right. No, but the key bits from your perspective is that north of here, if you go north and east, sort of towards the area, the Endless Forest and past the Rosgarth ruins, north and east of Northwatch is lizard territory. North and west towards the white area on this map, which is called the Frost Harrow, gets into the strongholds of the Winter Fae. and the Fae and
Snow
the
fairies, wonderful.
yeah, exactly. The Fae and the dragons fought each other to near extinction thousands of years ago. It's actually one of the major upheavals that led to the way that the history wound up being. But yeah, the Northwatch to Nethenfoss. You see the sort of the area between the two rivers, the Letha and the Jotunheim.
Mm-hmm.
So draw a line between Northwatch and Nethenfoss, and that strand of land that basically goes north and east up until that White Mountain area. That whole range is called the Hunted Lands because it is a direct land pathway for the Fae to come up and muck with people out of the Frost Harrow, and they love to do it. Hobgoblins and goblins and hobs and Alfar sometimes will come out and mess with humans just for fun. The elves were the same way that the Dragonborn and the half dragons were created to fight the same damn war. The true elves, the high elves, so to speak, were the creations of the fairies for reasons in that same war. And the half elves were just what happens when elves and humans get together. But that's the deal with the high elves. They're not in the basic set just because half elves are a little more accessible from a character perspective. The elves tend to be a little broody because they were abandoned as useless from their Alfar creators, and so they have this existential angst thing going that a child of the 80s or 90s can
Oh,
appreciate.
great! They're perpetual teenagers.
Very much, yeah.
They have
Yeah, except there's 700 or perpetual teenagers. So, but they basically have this anyway. So blah 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 culture world building, but you don't have to worry about that. Thing is, north and east is dangerous Feyland. North and west is dangerous Dragonland. And Ethelfolk and Fithrildi are dragonkin. But yeah, venturing into the wrong area of Ethelfolk territory can provoke a response like, "Oh, the ants have found their way into the kitchen." That's really maybe the best way to think about it. Is once you trail that back, it's like the ants have found their way to the kitchen, and then they're just going to keep coming because they're going to assume whatever direction that these invaders came from must already belong to them, since they killed and destroyed whoever it was. So anyway, it's if someone went north and was never seen from again, there are all kinds of things that could go wrong. And the assumption, if someone is going to be carving out a village or a domain or whatever, is that the lizard folk could have been involved.
All right, so I guess if everybody's on the same page, I guess we'll go down to where the guy disappeared at.
Yeah.
So it's his village down there, and we expect him to not be there.
That is correct.
Got it.
Right. So just to be clear, Asbjorn is the son. He's missing.
Mhm.
Gunnulf is the father of
He'll be
Asbjorn,
there.
and he is expected to be in that village
All
or
right,
town, really,
is there any description we can get off of her?
of Asbjorn.
Yeah.
Dark of skin, a warrior of some repute, but she actually hasn't seen Gunnulf in quite a while.
All right.
If you want to think of what it looks like, think Idris Elba with a gray beard.
Ready.
Oh. All right.
Alrighty then.
All right. Let's head off. Merry band of adventurers.
Merry band. All right. Da-da-da-da-da. So will someone
I
do
guess
the
my horse
coconuts
can
in the
go.
background? Right. That's right. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
We do
So
have a horse.
I know that's right. You got a draft horse. Excellent coconut work in the background.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so it takes you somewhere between a half day and actually let's say it takes a full day because it's cold and snowy and it's still snowing. God darn it. Sorry, I'm just bitter. I mean, I've done the driveway. I've done the driveway twice in 2 days. There was 3.5 feet of snow blocking my driveway. It is tax day, for God's sake. Sorry, my bad. I cannot believe it. It's mid-April.
So,
I should have been able to take my snow tires off my car weeks ago. Anyway, so it takes a day to get there. You ride in. It's a much smaller affair. The overall structure of the village is circular, circular earthen wall, very much similar to the wall structure that was found in Northwatch, but smaller. The center bit is the longhouses are always arranged in a square fashion, 4 longhouses in a row. Sorry, in a small square. They're kind of set up in a regular pattern. There's also a larger, less fortified area where other people live. So you've got kind of a stronghold and then an extended village. There is a shipyard where can dock in and out, and it would appear from the type of crafting and stuff that is going on, it's starting to get dark as you ride up, but it seems that a lot of the people here are dealing with, let's say, forest products. You've got people dealing with leather. You've got people doing rawhide. You've got people making shields out of wood and rawhide. And it's like that in the background. A lot of forest products. So you've got lumber, you've got people cutting, you've got people riving boards out of axes. Making boards out of logs with axes, that kind of thing. So it looks that your basic assessment as you come up to this town is that if you had to make a guess, it's a lumber town, so to speak. Probably from the Einmana forest to the southwest.
Well, as long as they replant, who cares?
That's what you have Treveners for. Trevener is a tree friend.
Oh,
Good old pseudo druids.
where's
Yep.
the Lorax?
Where's the Lorax?
He's not in the monster manual because challenge rating is too high.
Of course.
He speaks for the trees.
Yeah, you chop down one of his trees. Oh lord, that's like facing a Targwest.
Oh yeah.
Oh lord.
Yeah, here we go. So, okay. Yeah, so getting kind of late. Rooms for the evening?
Yeah, I was actually thinking
Yep.
that it is getting late, so we should figure out where we're sleeping before we do much more.
I mean, is there an inn in the town?
Yeah, is there a tavern?
Let's assume that it's sort of. Interestingly enough, there probably is. I've been reading more about Viking era commerce, and it seems the Vikings were big into mercantilism like 500 years before anybody else was. And no, it's been, I don't know. I'm not going to digress too much, but this little jaunt
It's interesting as fuck.
it's really cool stuff.
It's great.
Yeah, but in any case, yeah, let's not. I did a lot of that stuff in the podcast for last week, so I've had my fill of that. In any case, so yeah, let's assume that there is an inn for at least the sailors and tradesmen at the shipyard, so it's closer to the dock area where the long ships would pull up and move product up and down. And then there's also going to be associated, in tavern room, common, whatever. But there is a place for transients to sleep for the night. It's probably a silver piece or so, or whatever the daily night thing is. I know that I wrote that down, so I'll go look.
as long as they are dragonborn friendly.
Depends on our cost of living.
It does. It does. So
Yeah.
oh, there we go. Cost of living. There we go. Lifestyle expense. Night and inn. Blah, 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 blah. I know I wrote it down. There we go. Yeah. Gold. Wow. So poor or modest cost of living is anywhere between 2 and 20 silver pieces for a day. And that's a whole day's lodging, meals, whatever. That gets taken care of for the entire day.
So if it's between 2 and 20, what is this particular inn's price?
It really depends. If you want a private room where you can put your stuff and have a key, it's going to be, let's go with 2 gold pieces per 2 people because you can put 2 people in a room. But if you just wanted common room and you're going to carry all your stuff with you, then you can get by for a silver.
Silver each or silver in total?
Two silver each for common space, or 1 gold each to share a room with one of your friends.
I mean,
how much does stabling and food for the horse cost?
That's included.
I'll just step up and pay for the common room for everybody.
Okay.
So that's what one.
8
How much
silver.
is a gold for a silver?
10.
10. So that is most of the silver.
8 silver takes care of the common lodgings for everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll just pay for that. Flex a bit
There we go.
And then
on the cheap shit.
I will tend to my scales.
All right. So let's see. Well, leave that alone for now. Okay. Good. Sorry. Just checking my relationship map. Yep. Okay. So the night passes in relative tranquility. As you wake up for breakfast, there is a small amount. There's a small number of people. Some are obviously sailors and private guards, and it's hard to really distinguish between the two because you're expected to both row, sail, and fight. You have some nature aspected people that are clearly there to as part of the ships, to smooth the way along the rivers. So you've got a couple rangers, ranger-looking types, the scout service and the postal service coming through. So all sorts of people to chat up.
Oh,
All right.
I think the scouts and postal service seem like good ideas for searching for someone.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I lean to, or not lean, I look towards Sith. If you're going to say that you should do all the talking, you better do all the talking.
All right.
All right. I am probably going to break up a little bit in terms of transmission for a sec.
Going through a tunnel, I see.
Just a little bit out of range. I am out of wine. Okay. Oh, my wife is going to provide. Outstanding.
All right.
I'm not going to drink it all. Maybe.
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 Reminds me, I have my Boone's Creek nearby.
We're trying a new bottle of Apothic that's coffee infused. I've never had that, but I like wine. I like coffee. I'm not sure if this is going to be a Reese's peanut butter cup situation or something horribly gone wrong. So we're about to find out.
All right. So I'll follow Sith up to these people.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, say on, dear friend. Talk.
All right, give me a second. Adjusting.
So, and just by the way, 2 options. I don't care if you want to role play this out or if you're like, frack it, I'm going to roll persuasion or intimidation or whatever. I'm good either way. I can either play act or I can just adjudicate the results of the skill check. My preference is to not pick up the dice unless we really want to. But if you're just like, I don't know what to say, but my character would, I'm cool with that too. So just can play that either way depending on what your personal preferences are.
All right. Oh, she's probably going to approach I don't know, maybe the youngest sort of scouting service, postal, whatever they are.
Right.
And she'll just very gingerly tap him on the shoulder to get their attention before she starts asking, pardon me, I don't mean to interrupt your day, but my friends and I are looking for someone here in town, and we clearly aren't from around here. We were just wondering if you would be willing to point us in the right direction.
Who are you looking for?
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, the Jarl.
Yeah, the Jarl.
Yes, they are.
Gunnulf is the Jarl.
Gunnar.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jarl Gunnulf is his name.
So he gives you directions to, he gives you directions and says, yes, assuming that he's not with his lady, then you can find him here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you very much for your
Oh
time.
wow, that really is coffee infused. Holy crap! Oh wow. Okay
He's
then.
going to be awake now.
It is what it says on the tin. Okay.
Damn.
I mean, that is an astonishing flavor right there. Okay, that is not helpful to the game, but thought I'd offer an editorial comment on the new Apothic coffee infused wine. Wow, I'll drink some more.
Okay, so with the directions in mind, Sif is going to turn back to her group. It's just like, well, now we know where to go. Let's head onwards. We really won't waste much more time than we need to here.
No, we really don't.
There we go.
And so we head out there.
We
Okay.
head out.
Okay, so you wander out. And so as you come up, it's interesting. People seem a little jumpy as you're coming up to the unlike the guards for Orm at Northwatch, who were really on the ball, right? They knew what you wanted. They knew who to go get. They got right away. Things seem a little bit more hesitant. People are staring at you as stranger outsiders with that kind of squinty-eyed, not sure what's going on here. Whereas in Northwatch, it was like, oh, look, strangers. Here it's more like, oh, strangers. So there's a wariness or a jumpiness or an edge to the looks that you're getting coming through town.
Yeah.
Sounds like they've never seen a half elf before, or dwarf, or anyone else here.
No, it's not that. It's just they don't know you. It's not a racial thing. If it were a racial thing, we'd play that out. But it's not. It's not. It's not what you are. It's that they don't know you.
Sif just kind of casually rolls her eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wave at him.
Can
Yeah,
we
go.
help you? Yeah. Or it's probably more like, what do you want?
Oh, we're just here looking for a missing person.
Oh,
Yeah,
person
we're
is missing.
son of the Earl.
The Jarl's son, yes.
I see.
Do you happen to know anything about that? Yeah, living in the town.
If you're going to discuss the relations of the Jarl, you should probably talk to the Jarl.
Of course. May we see him?
That's an excellent question. He sounds really bitter about that.
And why do you say that?
Sorry. In character, out of character.
In character. I say,
In character.
why do you
Very
say
good.
that?
Yep, very good. If you're going to see the Jarl, you probably have to speak to. Oh God, did I write her name down? Please tell me I wrote her name down. Oh, I didn't write her name down. Poopy. I did. No, I did. I did. Sorry.
I do have a freeholder thingy. What's it called? Like,
Yeah, you know what?
signaled in a Carl, that helps.
Yes, that is very true. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I need to. There it is. Hair theft.
I am very
Hair
minor.
theft. Hair theft. I suppose that depends if Hertha has him occupied or will let you see him or not.
Is Hertha
Hertha?
his mistress?
He sort of looks at you when you use the word mistress, and his lip quirks up and says, Exactly.
I see.
Well, it's not exactly my business to become involved in anything like that, but we're just wanting to locate his son on behalf of somebody that actually has noticed his disappearance for a while. We're just wanting to locate him to ensure that he's okay.
I
Or
see.
find out if he's not.
I see. Maybe he sort of looks at his companion. This might be worth it. And the guy sort of gives a grunt. Fine. So says the other guy, who basically hasn't said a word the whole time, says, "Come." Sort of stomps off. He looks like he's wearing leather, but he's moving like it's heavy. So you're assuming that it's brigandine metal plates under a leather backing.
I don't say anything. I just follow him.
I just follow the grouchy man.
Yeah, follow the grouchy man. Anyway, so he sits you down and disappears for beckons for someone who offers you some drinks. This is way, 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 way less quality stuff. He basically doesn't even give you a choice. He says, he basically passes out 4 tankards of ale, maybe 4 and maybe 5 tankards of ale, and it's some pretty weak stuff. So this is not a prosperous town to the extent that Northwatch is.
Well, quantity over quality.
There you go. So the servant sort of grudgingly gives out some drinking horns with alcohol in them, and then shortly thereafter, a different person, a woman, comes back, who is anyway. Yeah, so a woman comes back and sits down and introduces herself as Erica Gunnifdalter, daughter. And Erica sort of looks and says, "So, you're asking about my brother?"
Yes.
Yes.
Strangers appear in town asking about my brother.
Yes.
Yes.
That is also true.
On the behalf of somebody that has been inquiring about his son's disappearance. We're only ever so willing to help them out.
Think of it as a
She sort of cocks her head and wait here, and she gets up and sort of glides out of the room, and nothing. Then sort of some time goes by, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then she comes back with a scrap of parchment in her hand. And she says, "You will speak of this to no one else. You have already risked too much." She hands you something. She hands you this. Says it's a map. Find my brother. Find my mother.
Your mother.
My father. My father is too besotted with that bitch to take any action as he should as a proper man to take care of his family in his town. Find them and bring them back to us.
I lean forward and looking at the map. Do I recognize anything on it?
It's basically a let's go back to the I would say that it is, you know what, let's just basically say it's an area between the H in Northwatch and the E in Endless Far. You guys can see the map, right? I'm not off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, yep. Yeah, right there. Good. Perfect. So that's where he was rumored to go.
Do you know why he went here?
She pauses and says, "Come with me." And she gets up, and again, without a word, she just wanders off and away from the central longhouse.
I get up and follow after her.
Mhm.
Did he intend
Very good.
for glory or?
And she just sort of holds up a finger, and she guides you to a stable on the outskirts of town, and she sort of waves and calls over, and someone brings over 4 reasonably quality horses, and offers one to each of you, and she says, "Ride with me."
Um,
I mean, only if you're offering.
I mean,
I'll get on
this
my own
is
horse.
a rather strange way of answering a question, but all right.
Okay.
Just roll with it.
Yes, you may ride your own horse. You know, if you want to say, "Oh, I have a horse of your own," she'll say, "Yeah, I'll have it brought." She has it brought, and you ride off. And it's really just, you're sort of riding out of town, and you ride for an hour or so, or half an hour, and she sort of says, "This my brother and Ilsa seemed a perfect match. He was going to be strong and a proper person. She is already a warrior and a merchant of great repute. Between Orm and Gunnulf, there had been no ill will, and yet when the last time that Asbjorn and Ilsa were together in Northwatch, all of a sudden Asborn was rejected by Orm, sent home in shame, and he resolved to carve out a land for himself, and went north with a few dozen retainers and followers, and we haven't seen from him since. Some months ago, my mother took a small retinue to visit him in his settlement, and she has never returned either. And my father has taken up with Hertha since, in a shocking departure. The entire village is on edge, and we need to understand what's happening here. Go find what happened. My father won't let anyone from town make the trip.
Are we allowed to take the horses?
Please.
All right. We will do everything we can, and we'll either come back with them or with the bad news.
Excellent. If nothing else, please bring their bodies back so that we can bury them properly, or burn them properly.
All right.
Of course.
All right. You got a draft horse, which you already had, 3 additional horses, and interestingly enough, the saddlebags are full of rations.
Oh, nice.
She thought
Yeah, so
ahead. How
she's,
sweet.
Yeah,
So she was planning for this already.
She struck while the fire was hot.
Yeah, she's planning for 4 to 5 adventures.
Yeah, we have a
Schrodinger's
mysterious
horse.
horse where if we look at it, sometimes it'll be there. If we don't, it
It's
won't.
out of the corner of your eye. There's a horse there. Oh no, it's gone. Sorry.
You can look at it.
Sorry. It's called. Yeah. So these are the horses. You know what is Havelmas, Eros, Eric, and Schrodinger. There's 4 horses.
Yep.
Man, one of these things is not
No
like the
aggro?
others.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Aggro!
So, what was that?
No aggro.
No aggro?
Yeah, no aggro. My big, beautiful black horse. Shadow Colossus. Anybody?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Never
Yeah.
played that, sadly.
Beautiful horse. Someone could cry at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So I won't go
So-
into detailed spoilers.
All right. Map off. So you wander out.
Yeah, it's a
Onwards.
on the long let's see, 10-foot journey.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
So that looks to
Presumably, we
be.
cannot just cross the river and the wall, and we have to go through Northwatch.
That is correct.
Oh, that brings up to 15 feet.
Actually, yeah, that's right. Especially with the horses. Getting to the other side of the river. And I guess I'd say this. There are two choices. You could try and hire a ferryman to take you across here. That would not be crazy talk in terms of yeah, I need to cross the river. Oh, sure, cross the river. Hire someone to take you across. I mean, it is a port, a small port. Or you can ride to Northwatch and
I think Northwatch is probably the best idea, because then we could also tell someone, hey, we're going to that place to go die. And give them a thumbs up.
And it's not like it's an urgent mission. He's been gone for weeks. What is an extra day travel going to do?
back to Northwatch then?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
1 5-foot step later.
Indeed. Excuse me. Okay. So gonna be again. It's gonna be about a day back to. I assume that you basically had gone to the town.
If the weather didn't clear up.
Yeah, no, it's still freaking snowing. God damn it. I'm gonna be bitter about this until the foot of snow that just got dumped on us melts. Yeah, so a day to the village. You slept. You woke up the next morning. Promptly talked to the guy's daughter. Yeah, no, it was a quick trip. You caught her just at the right time, and then headed up to back to Northwatch, which takes you the remainder of that day. Excuse me. And now what for the evening?
I mean, should we stop off at the Jarl's daughter again, tell her what the plan is?
Or at least the information we know, so she doesn't hear from us for a while. She knows generally where we're going.
Yeah.
And also how we died.
And she'll have some idea of where to send, people to
Search
retrieve our
party.
bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, the search party.
You guys are really pessimistic.
I mean,
Like
50
realistic.
people went to this place. Like 50 people went to this place, and we all vanished.
either we're gonna find a really nice town or everybody's dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody died.
Okay.
No one comes back. It could be like that place out of that Casper movie.
So-
It could be like Roanoke.
Yeah, that's right. So just in general, if 50 people are going to go to establish a town or whatever, odds are 45 of them are farmers and villagers and artisans and whatever, right? You're the call it the adventuring capable population. You're going to want to figure is 5 to 10% of any cluster of people. So what you gather by this is that to go into Ethelfolk territory with 50 people with probably half a dozen warriors is, and somebody already broke the 4-letter word barrier earlier, so I'll use it. It's fucking insane, is what it is. Right? This is an area of the world where people just don't come back from, and to go up there with 40 people and 10 warriors or 6 warriors or whatever of no large might is asking for a shallow grave. So it was a rash action, and anyone who's familiar with anyone who's familiar with the area would know that it going into Tanalor has been forbidden for hundreds of years, which is why when King Krail said, if you can carve out a domain up there, a lot of the nobility is like, this guy's high. I mean, love my king and all that, I'm pledged to him, but wow, that's crazy talk.
What herbs has he been smoking, and why is he not sharing?
Right, exactly. So, I mean, the reason for it, right, is that there's for 200 years, the equivalent of the Mongol hordes have been pressing on the south of the country. And so troops and riches and wealth and treasury have been flowing south out of the country. The thing about Tanalor, which is the region north of the wall, is it was the heart of the old Dragon Empire. It is riddled with awesome. magic
Dragon
items.
hordes!
No, exactly. Dragon hordes and magic items and fantastic abandoned ruined cities and. It's where amazing goes to live, and it's where amazing goes to die. Well,
Let's hope that wasn't for too long.
I did the dumb. That was for a bit. Okay, well, all right. So we're gonna back up for the last hour and a half and do all that again. Just kidding. That's all right. Actually, honestly, the last bit, if we caught the grappling match, then you caught mechanics. If you missed all the role play stuff, then that is what it is. I think that the background and stuff was interesting. It shows the depth of the setting, or at least the depth of the setting when you're playing with the creator, which may or may not be the same thing. And the next bit is the sort of okay, and hopefully we'll have a little action. All right, so she basically comes back.
That's not bad.
Just 10 minutes, nothing.
Oh no, 10 minutes. That's not a problem at all. I was thinking it was more like an hour or more.
Yeah.
Okay, so long story less long. She disappears. She comes back, and she hands you each a single coin, but it is a platinum coin.
Ooh, shiny.
Ooh.
Sorry.
And
For every
and that
character,
is-
in me always comes through, and in this part, it's a shiny.
yeah, it's a shiny. And just from culturally speaking, like if you guys were sworn liegemen of Ilsa, if you go out raiding and you come back, you're basically like, we've done this for you. And you would be expected to basically say, look at what we've done for you. This is yours. You would be expected to say, thank you so much. She would keep some and give some back to you as part of the deal. It's by custom and tradition, the spoils they're yours because you won the glory, but they're hers because you would have been her formal liegeman, but she's expected to show largesse, right? She's expected to show her generosity as a member of the nobility. So that is all to say, she was impressed with your service enough that she felt it worthy of reward, even though you haven't sworn to her yet. So
It's an honor.
it's an honor. It is a tangible thing. Actually, you know what would be even cooler? Sorry, let me back up because I want to do one more cultural nifty thing. I'm going to back that up, and what you're going to get is instead of a single platinum coin, she's going to bring you a silver torque, right? An arm bracelet or a band that would go around your wrist or your arm that is worth 200 silver,
Cool.
which is one platinum. Same thing, but basically it's
Wait, is that
it's
two platinum pieces?
it's one platinum piece of value, so 20 gold or 200 silver. But I want it to be in the form of something tangible. One of the interesting things about Viking cultures, they wore their wealth. They didn't have coins per se. They had bracelets and torques and decorations, and they had bling. Is basically it. The Vikings were big on bling.
They're the original pimps.
There's some truth to
Silver
it.
everything.
There's some truth to it. Any case, so she thanks you for the information, and says, do this service for me, and you shall prove yourself worthy of entering into the service of me or my father, probably me. But and it's interesting because she's not formally a jarl, but she's a jarl's daughter, and so she has real power. And if she is a force to be reckoned with, she could inherit all of her father's wealth and power when he dies. And Torngar is a risky place, so you never know when that might happen. Okay, very
It'd
good.
be an honor.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so so she sees you instantly. What's going on? Yay, money. And that is the evening. So back to the inn.
Yes.
Okay. The night passes without incident. For now. Dun. And so the night passes without incident. Actually, I'm gonna. Ow! Crap, that hurt. Sorry, my rolling chair just rolled out of control and absolutely crunched my heel. Yeah, I hate that. All right, give me 1 second. I want to do something quick.
If only the Jarl's daughter We're
Okay.
Dragonborn.
And not taken.
Dragonborn are interfertile with humans.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? Given the way that your token looks, which is very, very draconic, you might not be. The more draconic they look, the less interfertile with humans they are. Some Dragonborn look like mildly scaly humans, right? You know, a little green tinge, a few scales here and there, and those tend to be very interfertile. The more the dragon strain is true, the less easy it is, although with enough effort, I suppose it will work. But
With
let's
enough
keep it-
magic, you know.
Let's keep this a family show. All right, I want to go
Let's
to
try.
yeah, Lost Tale of Tear. Oh, this one would be good. That one would be good. Let's do that one. Sorry, making a map.
It's all good.
Yeah. No, you guys have I won't say you played into my hands per se, but wow, this is a big ass map. Here we go. So this is one of the maps that was available for Lost Hall of Tyr. Bogey Maps, the guy who made it. Let me put that on the right level. How do I do that? Send this to map layer. Excellent. There we go. All right, I'm going to. Where are you guys? Start.
We're on the world map.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna grab. Vogue is the cleric. He's the one you're gonna sorely miss in a minute.
We'll be fine.
Don't worry. Okay, so I
Yay.
assume that the next day you start up.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, paste. Okay.
Here we are, riding along, minding our own business. Nothing could go wrong.
Of course not. Why
Just
don't
a
you arrange?
gigantic
Yeah,
skeleton army of dragons.
Yeah, you know, arrange yourself in a marching order.
I'll go first.
Indeed.
Yeah, I was about to say, the wizard isn't going in the front. The wizard's going to stick in the middle somewhere.
I'll stick up near the front with my other boy.
I will guard the rear,
I bet you will.
as I am the biggest.
It's a marching order, so you get behind me, not to my right. Well, I guess we could all march at once. I just think that's not usually a
A
good
band
idea.
of merry men like Dorothy and her crew. Just link our arms, march together, sing a song.
I'm 6'11".
Except I think we're still on horses. aren't we? Wait, did we get to keep the horses?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I
The
have
horses
bonus
can
horse?
lock arms.
You don't have bonus horse because you remember you said I have my own.
Yeah, oh well.
You only
We have Schrodinger's horse,
yes. Yes.
occasionally poking out of the tree line.
It's like I am 6'11", 320.
I'm 5 foot, honey. Quit complaining.
I'm 4 foot.
What just happened there? Did someone?
Hmm?
I just heard some. No, I just heard.
Was it a book?
All right, give me. I'm sorry. Give me 1 sec. I just need to drag in a couple of assets here. No, not that one. Yes, that one. No.
Rangier soft scale. He is large, like a Russian bear.
Ah, there we go. I see. See.
Not really Russian per se, but it works.
Oy vey.
That's Jewish, not
I
Russian.
know. That's what I like.
Oh,
culture.
I've actually been banned from doing my Russian accent.
Oh, but why?
I know. But I'm not allowed to do accent. It makes me sad. And for a Russian to be sad is like double sad because Russian's always sad.
That's true. Have you ever heard a Russian person that sounds happy?
Yes.
Oh, That was a
When
very
they
response.
finish killing all capitalists, then they happy.
Suka.
Roche Suka.
Roshbi
Yeah.
Suka Blit.
They played this me.
I
Hey,
feel
what
like
are you
it's only
doing,
ever
you road?
it's just sad or angry.
Well, when you're, well, there are only few like foreign languages that when you say them with the accent that they sound sad or angry no matter what you're saying. Like I guess the way I've heard it once is you can tell somebody in German, "I love you, here are these nice flowers," and still sound like you're pissed with the world.
Well, I mean, isn't
It's a very hard language. Very strong, powerful. Language.
Do I detect a German amongst us?
no,
Perhaps.
Okay.
a little bit.
I mean, I can likely do the German accent, but it's not very good. Has any practice with it?
Oy vey.
Liebes Feralda.
All right. Let's move this along here. Let's do.
Move along, move along. Do. Oh,
I know what we can do here.
big forest, tiny figures. And, oh my god! It's a
Mhm.
giant! It's a
Mhm.
giant!
You guys can see that? That's a problem.
He's one big man.
How come he's not going on layer? GM.
I'm
That I
seeing.
need a GM layer. There we go. All right. This
There
is
we
gonna
go.
be like. There we go. I put him on the wrong layer.
Ignore the man.
We
behind
saw
the curtain.
nothing.
No, don't worry about it. I got this.
I was just looking,
Now I'm gonna move him around.
Ignore the
yeah,
man
'cause I was
behind the
just looking
curtain.
around to see how big the map actually was, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's a giant.
Oh, I
Now
think
the
you put
entire
the
map's
whole
gone.
map underneath the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. And now I have to figure out how to get the.
How to get everything back on there.
You go to GM layer and then
Yeah, I'm working
undo
on
it.
it. I'm
Wait,
I
working.
think you might be able to hit Control Z.
I got it. We're making this happen. Bit by
Control
bit,
Z
we're making this
works.
happen. All right. So can you guys see? Can you guys see the bad guys?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, they're gone. Good. Don't worry. There's no bad guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's an encounter? What's an encounter?
Yeah, you know.
Accountant.
What's an
I
encounter?
didn't say you were going to have an encounter. I said you were going to have an accountant because those you gotta play with those platinum pieces.
We just got a lot more wealth. We got a.
Yeah, you got to. It's tax. It is April 15th. It is tax day. I need
Oh,
you to
God, that's-
take. I need
no,
you to
that's
take
taxable.
1/4. I need you to take 1/4 or 1/3 of what I just gave you and email it to me, please.
What is the conversion of platinum to US dollar? We got to see if that's taxable income.
Probably,
Very
because
likely.
What
They
is it?
got me
Gets up to
curious.
10 grand.
It's 30 grand per kilogram.
Yeah, platinum's worth a poop load. Palladium, even more.
Yeah, palladium's worth a ton. All right, enough of that. Okay, so let me come back to that. Okay, so you guys are coming along, and why don't you go ahead and move your people? Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's see if I can do this. Is that what I need to do? No, that's not. That's a dice roller. No. There we go. Right click and add a turn. Okay. Okay, stop moving your guys for a sec. Because I need to, there we go. Add a turn, add a turn. Oh, poop, come on, stop it. Oh, because I have to go to a different layer.
You'll get it. You'll figure it out.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a roll 20. All right, now I got to go back to my layer.
I've got some material I should probably send you that will probably make a bit of your life easier.
I like it when people make my life easier.
I like things
Oh.
being difficult as possible.
Oh dear. Well, I know I've been using Roll20 to DM for like 2-3 years now. I still don't completely have it down pat.
See, the funny thing is now I can't even find my guy's one. And where the hell did he go?
They're hidden too
There
well.
he is. There he is. I got
Why
him.
is the rum gone?
Yeah, exactly.
Disease.
Exactly.
The business.
Oh, I'm not even drinking rum. I'm drinking, what is this, malt wine? Yeah.
That sounds really good.
I can't drink alcohol
Good
anymore.
farm.
I can't drink alcohol yet.
Sounds like somebody's Bobby.
Yeah.
Huh.
I am 30.
Oh. Oh, wait, really?
Ah, found him. Ha ha ha. Wow, that was way more difficult than it needed to be. Sorry, the token blended in with.
Yeah. I have some
He
advice for
rolled
that,
out.
actually.
He
What you
rolled
could
exceptionally
do,
on stealth.
what you could do is you could click on them and
Yeah.
go to their cog settings and give them an aura of like gold, and then you'll be able to tell them apart really easily.
Very good. I like that plan.
And unless you toggle it on so that we can see the aura specifically, we won't be able to see it.
Okay. That's cool. R1.
That said, you may want to make it so that we can't see it, because I've killed some player characters before because they couldn't see an enemy I thought they could see.
That is entirely fair. Go to cog. Aura, we'll make it 1 foot. We'll make it bright yellow.
You make it 0 and it'll still work.
Okay, I'll make it 0. It'll still work. How do I let people see the aura? There it is. See. Save changes. Okay, excellent. I'm gonna. All right, good enough. Now at least it's a little bit better. Do 0. See. This is the kind of crap that would be really handy if I had done this ahead of time.
I do have a question about wounds. How many do
Bring
we
it,
have?
yeah.
How many do we have?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's your Constitution score plus your Strength bonus.
Oh, that's a lot of wounds.
At first level, wounds tend to outpace vigor. However, when you exceed your wound maximum, you're dead. You're unconscious at half. Sorry, let me try that again. You are rolling for unconsciousness at half. So if you have 16 wounds, you are you have to make a gut check at up to 4. If you exceed 8, so you're having an injury check at between 4 and 8, and an unconsciousness check at 9 to your maximum. And then if you're more than your maximum, you're dead. If you take more than twice your maximum, you are instantly dead, no saving throw. So it is possible to just fuck somebody up.
Cool.
Which yeah. So okay, now I can see bad guys, and now we can do a little rolling for initiative, I guess.
Yep. I just put the wounds information on my token.
No, that's great. That's great. With any luck, you won't need it.
Let's hope.
So if you guys can, I'm going to make a quick roll, and then you guys tell me if your passive perception is higher than this roll. $13.
If our one is higher than 13,
passive
Yeah, what if we
perception.
meet
10,
it?
mine
10
is
plus
13.
that. Meet or exceed. Meet or exceed. Sorry.
I exceed.
I
Meet or
mean,
exceed. All right. Yeah. So nobody is surprised, but the guys. Oops. Let me come back onto the appropriate matter. So this guy and this guy, which you can't see because I'm being a dork. Let me try that again.
They're in the trees.
Layer token.
This is Vietnam all over
Layer
again.
token layer. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So all you people who just aren't old enough to remember him. This is your nom.
This is our nom.
This is your nom.
They're in the trees.
Yeah, they're in the trees.
Charlie's on the ground.
All right, let's do this. So yeah, a couple of them are getting a little antsy, and scruffy guys. You got one guy with an axe, another guy with a shield and an axe. That are clearly laying in wait for you along the trail.
Are they actually in the trees?
They're not actually in the trees; they're under the cover of the trees.
All right. I would bring my horse to a stop, and I would dismount because my horse is not made for fighting.
Indeed.
I would also like to dismount because, you know.
All right, everybody, roll for initiative. There should be an initiative button. If not, you can. Oh, there is.
Where is it?
Yeah. It's on your character sheet somewhere. Let's see. Can I add this to?
Evan, that's not how it works.
Wait, shit. There we go. 21.
I mean, I wish that's how it would work, but that's not how it works.
Oh.
Leo win. Wow, you guys are master rollers here. Oh, what just happened? God damn it, Haley.
Hey, it's a 9. That's like a 12 on a 3d6.
Something like that. Oh, I know what's going on here.
That's
Why is this? This is weird. This is bizarre. So I'm trying to get it to stick, and it's not stick. There we go. Bjorn, who's Bjorn? Evan, are you Bjorn?
Yes.
You rolled a 5.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm
sorry.
a very high roller.
By the way, can you make it so that names are shown to all players on our tokens? Because I don't see mine.
Oh. Well, how weird.
Which is weird, because I've seen mine.
Yeah, but do you see mine from your end?
No.
Thought so.
Oh, look at that. You have to set it. That's annoying. Okay, I'm working on it. Got it. Advanced name. Advanced.
There we go.
It's one of those things where excuse me. This is a lot like InDesign in that Roll20 will do exactly what you tell it to and only what you tell it to, which if you're really good at it is exactly what you want. If you're not so good at it, it becomes a little bit more problematic.
Problematic.
It's problematic. Okay, we're going to. Where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. Okay, I need Monster Manual. Actually, I'm sorry, it is not Monster Manual. Monster Manual is copyrighted. It is Book of Foes.
Is that actually copyright?
Yes.
Yeah, it's product identity.
Monster Codex.
It's actually called the Book of Foes. And the Book of Foes is 50 to 55,000 words of my 100. It's basically a third of the book. It's 100 different creatures. Oh my god! Oh my god! There's bad.
Oh my gosh.
2, 21, 12, and 17. So let's do this. We'll do it in
Holy
order.
fuck.
2, 21.
Natural 20. Fuck. We have a crit
I know.
fail and a crit success.
12.
Damn it.
17. All right, now let's. Oops. Descending. Okay. Let's see. Is he gonna highlight? Does he get highlighted when I click on him? Oh no, there we go. I think I know what to do. Ah, there we go. He's still not gonna highlight though. Why is he not highlighting? Oh, okay. I see how it works. Okay. Yeah. So he gets a little excited. Objects and tokens. Do this. All right. So this guy goes first. He gets to move 1, 2, 3, and attacks. Guy in front.
Am I off my horse?
Sure. Sure. 1d20 plus bandit 1. Oh, he swings and misses. I don't care what your threat DC is. He does not exceed it. And this guy another pops up. He needs to be.
Screwy.
Wait, is that a dead body on the ground?
It looks like it is not. It's a tree branch. It's a tree root.
Yeah, those are
Oh.
tree branches. Those are
Yeah.
tree branches.
That looks exactly like a dead body.
It really does, doesn't
does.
it? But I assure you that it is not.
What is
Not
it?
yet. Not yet. Right
here.
here.
Oh, ah. Well, that'd be a
It
pretty
does,
good
doesn't
body.
it? Yeah. All right, this guy is gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's just got his one axe. And actually, nope, he's just.
my axe.
All right, Sif, make it happen.
Oh dear.
Okay, so if you have this is a great time. If you have questions, please ask. Basically, if you're familiar with 5th edition, the standard stuff applies. There is also, however, an aim evaluate action. If you do that for 1 turn, your next attack gets advantage. You can also take disadvantage to either increase your critical threshold or have the DR of whoever you're striking at. So if you wind up like trying to attack somebody who's in plate armor or something, you might need a little help there.
What does DR do?
Subtraction damage.
Oh,
Damage
It is
reduction.
literally damage reduction.
It is literally damage reduction. Yes,
that's what DR is.
it is.
Man, I wish I knew how to read.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't actually know how to read. I have to memorize everything through pictures.
I still count on my fingers.
All right, Sif, tell me how you are going to lay down the smack on the bad guys,
On the bad guys. Well,
or your friends. You can lay down the smack on your friends too. You know, I forbade PvP earlier, but if you want to do something really funny,
no. I'm not that mean.
Just turn
Okay.
heel right now.
No. Sif is going to gracefully dismount from her horse. She's going to pull out her scepter, twirl it around a little bit. It's just like, you've messed with the wrong half elf, my friend. And she's going to use Ray Frost on Blondie over here. This guy. If I can. Where the
I
fuck is my
gotcha.
thing?
No, Blondie works. I knew exactly who you were talking about. All right, is Ray? So tell me about Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost. I looked at this spell before.
Is that saving throw or attack roll?
I think it's just a basic attack roll. I think I only have one spell that requires a save.
Oh, it's cantrip. Okay, yeah. So 1d20 plus your proficiency plus your spell thing.
Is this like Pathfinder where you have infinite cantrip casts?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
did-
cantrips are your sword equivalent, since mostly they're ranged attacks. They're frankly more like your bow equivalent. Except you never run out of
that's all I
arrows.
meant to do. I try and get it to roll attack, but it's being finicky.
Just do the /R 1d20 plus your bonus.
Okay. Plus
Oh, you must
proficiency plus
you must have it coded for saving throw.
Hey, that's not how it's supposed to be. Okay, so
Oh yeah,
that plus
Blondie's not going to be happy.
12.
12. That is a hit. So roll your damage, please.
Okay.
1d4.
Yeah, it's 1d4.
Yep.
Yep.
3. So that's going to take wounds unless he employs a frantic defense, which he will. He throws himself out, accepts 6 vigor instead of 3 because he doesn't want to get hit. So he throws himself out of the way using a frantic defense and loses 6 vigor.
Oh, you think you can get away that easily? Just
So
kidding.
that, however, is his reaction for the turn.
So we have reactions.
So yes, you absolutely have one reaction per turn.
But these didn't matter during the wrestling thing, right?
You know what? That was my bad.
Okay.
They should have mattered. You could have accepted double vigor to throw yourself out of the way of those hits. That was my
Got
bad.
it.
Yep. That's something where I will admit the reason that I
Too much at
forgot.
once. I get it.
Well, no. The reason I forgot is because I've actually gone back and forth in design on whether you can do a frantic defense against grappling, because otherwise you wind up with these high-level barbarians or whatever with like 200 vigor, and just goes on and on and on. And grappling is usually a little bit easier to do, right? You can. It's not getting a hold of the guy that's the problem. It's the wriggling and the countering, and so that's yeah. Anyway, moving on. So that was Sif. She did nicely there. Leowin.
Question here: if I step here, abuse some reach mechanics, and stab this guy, let's say he survives, do I actually gain anything from having done a reach attack?
You got the ability not to be hit back.
As a matter of no. As a matter of fact, you do because he's holding a 5-foot reach weapon, and you have a short range weapon. You have a long. When he steps into your space, you get an opportunity attack.
Okay, then this is what I do.
Right. So one thing though, remember if you're going from engaged next to him to out of his space, he gets to an opportunity attack on you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, do you feel lucky? But that's right. That's the trick on.
Can I stab him and then step?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Now you're still risking an opportunity attack, but you absolutely can do that.
Yeah. Well, now if he dies,
That's absolutely
Not
true.
if he dies.
I can see
Not
if he
if he
dies.
dies.
So that's my attack.
Ooh!
Wait. That is. I have spear
Crit.
mastery, which
Correct.
adds +3 to the critical threshold.
Yeah. So roll your damage. That's a hit. Click on the spear word.
Wrong button,
Brutal. That is 10 wounds. So even if he does a frantic defense, which he could try, it is not going to help him much. So 10 wounds, and it's a hit. He met his hit DC of 21. So that goes right to wounds.
The question is, what does the spear mastery do here exactly?
You've increased your critical threshold.
It's 17, 20.
Did you crit? Did you crit?
You said 17, 20, right? So
Yeah. So that's a crit. So you actually should. Did you adjust your crit threshold in your character to 17 to 20?
I thought I did. Maybe it's doing that. No, it's not.
Oh, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. You actually have to code in your. You have to code in the critical damage, which you did not do. That's the problem.
Okay. So I would need to
I'm
damage.
gonna let you roll that again.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and click on it one more time.
So you edited it and
So you should see. Click on the damage again. Oh, click on. Okay. Oh, I see. You click. Here's the problem. This is a roll 20 thing. You clicked on the second one, the spear +4, and so it assumed that you rolled a 7.
Oh.
You need to click on the one above it if you can.
Well, no, it's doing the same thing now, isn't it?
It's not working. Gosh darn it. All right, we're gonna cheat. So we're gonna go spear. There we go. Now we'll do that. Still not working. Bracket it. Add another 1d8 to it. Damn it. I'm not quite sure why it's not working, but
12 damage.
Nice. Okay, so 12 damage get through.
Do I double my adds damage?
Excuse me?
Do I double my adds?
You do not. Only that you roll twice the dice. Twice the dice. So so that's pretty sweet. 12 damage. You take all his vigor, because there's no point in him doing a frantic defense, because it's going to get eaten anyway. So 12 damage. You suck all his vigor, and the armor absorbs 1 point, so he's down to 0 vigor. Was that the same one that? That was the same one that she just hit. He was already sucking vigor. So, yeah. So that was 12 damage. He's down to 0 vigor. Armor takes 1. So that's 7, 6. So he takes 6 wounds.
Okay, and he's
6
below
wounds.
half, so now he tests for a consciousness.
He has to make first. He has to make a morale check, a charisma test,
Got it.
which he makes. So he's still in the
Mhm.
fight. And now he has to make a Constitution check to see if he is injured. +1. He fails. So now he is injured, which means he attacks at disadvantage and is attacked with advantage.
Okay, I will then step here,
Okay.
risking the
Yes.
nat 20s, both coming in.
All right. He sucked no matter what. He missed.
All right,
He rolled a 5 and a 6 with disadvantage. So
Grungnir.
yes. Next
Grungnir.
person, Grungnir.
All right. So
What's your weapon?
a net.
A net?
Yeah.
I don't think it
Awesome.
does damage, does it?
It does control.
Damage.
Ah,
So 5, 10, 15,
3.
20, 25. Then I stop. Which is
30,
fine.
35, 40, 45, 50.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
And then
You also have a breath weapon, I believe.
I do.
Yeah.
Nice.
sweet.
Dragonborn come with innate breath weapons.
All right. So you attack at advantage anyway. So because you're attacking at advantage, you can accept disadvantage on your attack to divide his DR in half, which doesn't do much for you. But you can also do a called shot, which increases your critical threshold by 5.
I would do a cold shot.
All right, so you attack straight up. Why don't you roll one more time, just so that you know? So you roll straight up. Wow! All right.
Ooh.
All right, so you don't automatically. Well, you do automatically hit because his vigor is gone. So roll your control damage.
It won't roll the stupid thing. So we'll
Yeah,
do
you
it
have to
right
click
now.
the net. There you go. 12 control. Oh my god.
There.
Oh my god. And there's nothing he can do because he's already used his reaction. So he just takes 12 control and is restrained. So not only is he, yeah, so he is deeply screwed.
Yep.
All right. Next. Unless there's any bonus action that you can take. Is your breath weapon a bonus action?
No, breath
Nope.
weapon is a
Regular attack.
It's a regular attack.
All right, Bjorn, bring it.
All right, so the guy in the net seems pretty screwed, so I'm gonna run up and attack this fresh one right here.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't want to use it now.
And let me just pull up my character sheet.
If I use my breath weapon while he's netted, I would no longer have a net.
That's true.
Yeah, what kind of dragon
Oh.
are you? Are you like what element?
That's not how it works. Dragons are just dragons.
The breath
Yeah.
weapon is random.
Or dragonborn?
Yep,
It's
Dragonborn
random?
is yeah, random. Yep.
These are some sad looking
Oh my
rolls.
god.
Yeah, so like if you happen to, you could run into a red dragon that dragons of legend are all kinds of different colors. There's one that's famously uncolored, Svartadauthi, who's black, but all dragons are they're. Have you ever seen? Here's a question. They're iridescent, so they look like a sheen of oil on water or a soap bubble. In terms of when the light hits them, they glitter. And so but they're all kinds of color and they have varied color, look like more like a snake skin with all the different patterns.
All right.
All right, Bjorn.
So that was a 9.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a miss. It doesn't
Yeah.
exceed its frequency.
Man, this has been a sad day for me.
How far up did you move?
2.
Yeah, so technically you could back off as many as 4 more steps. You'd suffer an opportunity attack
No.
as you disengage, but you could back up.
I'll just stay here.
Okay, that's cool.
Just wait it
Um,
out.
all right, this guy's gonna move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, where did he come from?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, they're coming out of the trees.
They're coming out of the trees, man. Where'd he go?
They're coming out of the walls, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy is restrained and injured, so he's going to try and attack. Oh, Bjorn is flanked because technically there are 2 of them, so he's going to try and attack Bjorn.
Why would
He's
you move up?
Well, you know.
I was like, why
Actually,
would
no,
you
I'm
move
sorry.
up?
No, sorry, my bad. My bad. He's not going to attack Bjorn. He's going to attack the net.
He
I'm
missed.
just kidding. And
How
he's
do
at
you miss a net?
he's at disadvantage. Well, it's because he's so restrained. Not only is he restrained, he's injured. So there is an optional rule that doesn't matter because the first roll was a 3. But there is an optional rule for in the appendix for stacked disadvantage, where in this particular case he is so deeply screwed he would have to roll 3 times to take the worst one. But we're not using that, and it doesn't matter because this first roll was so bad. So next, this guy attacks Bjorn. Wow. Wow. This guy, these are terrible. Bad cultist. Bad. Sif, you're up.
Sorry if I'm in your way, but consider shooting this person.
That's what I was thinking.
Bring it on.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm just going to use Ray of Frost again because he is within the range.
Well, 60 meters, you get anyone.
Yeah, you're pretty with 60
Pretty
feet.
much.
You can pretty much hit anybody you'd
Oh,
like.
that's another 12. What the hell? At least I'm consistent.
Yep. Roll your damage. It's a swift attack, and he does not have a shield. Oh, look at that! I forgot. This guy had a shield, but it doesn't matter because he's
2.
up. 2. So he takes 4
So
vigor.
like snowball.
Actually, can I show the whatever. Where's his little squares? How come he doesn't? Oh, because he's not associated with characters. All right, fine. I'll call him B2. He takes 4 vigor, so he has 7 vigor left. All right, moving on. Leofan. You can hold your action. You can try and wait. Well, actually, he's not.
I have no reason to.
You do. You do not. So you
I'm,
attack with it. Yeah.
I will move up here because now I threaten all of them.
Yes, you do.
What's this guy have? Is he the same as the others?
Everyone's the same. This guy has an axe and no. This guy has an axe and no shield. The guy.
Okay.
The tokens are what they are. So the guy who's.
I think
currently
this
getting-
guy's taken care of,
seems that way.
and
doesn't
this
it?
guy's taken care of. So I'm gonna stab this person.
All right, make it happen.
All right. Roll is here,
All right, that's a threat.
and now I roll damage.
Yep. Clicky clicky.
Oh, the wrong one. That.
Okay. Wow. Did that? No, you did.
Oh.
10. What is that?
That's a lot of damage.
Oh. Oh no. I see. 1d8 plus 2, which is 10, and then if it crits, you get the 6.
Ah.
I see what they're doing here. All right, so it's 10 damage, which is still a lot of damage. 10
That's
vigor.
a lot of damage.
So he takes 2 wounds, and so he has to make a morale check. Which he makes. All right, he's serious about this stuff. Grungir. Grungir soft scale.
Yeah.
Are you gonna cook this mofo?
Yes.
What is your breath weapon? Is it fire?
my breath weapon. I actually didn't roll for it, so let's just do that now since it's
Yeah, sure.
Right? Snowflake.
9 to 11 is fire.
Wow.
All right, so I will bring back my net, and I will breath weapon him. Oh, no, I won't, cause I don't want to cook Bjorn.
Let's go.
It's a
breath
cone.
weapon a cone.
Yep.
It's a
Well,
cone.
you could aim the cone like here.
Oh, my breath weapon is 2d10, which I assume you did.
How wide
Mhm.
is it?
And the range and shape of fire is either. I think it's short. These weapons are short. You notice that the range shape is blank because I have a note in my master manuscript. Hey, you need to go back and add the range shape to the table.
All right.
But fire's a cone. Fire's a
Alright.
cone. Lightning bolt to line. I
How
think it's
wide
either
is the
5 or
cone?
10 feet. It is the cones. I think are usually as wide as they are. So if it's 5 feet, it's pointless. If it's 10 feet, it's 10 feet wide. So it actually covers three and then one.
You can just shoot a cone like that and hit these 3
You could.
spaces and hit these
You
2.
could.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Yeah, do it. From roll. And I believe this is a saving throw. All right. So what's your 8 plus your con 8 plus con modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So 10 plus your con mod.
10 plus my con mod, which is 1, so that's an 11 for the saving throw.
All right, and this is a dexterity save for these bad guys.
Hmm.
So they get +1 to that. Come on, +1. Oh, first guy, the poor close guy gets flambéed.
Yep.
Are you shitting me? All right, you guys are having all the luck here. Okay, so they each take the damage. 2d6 fire damage. Armor protects half against fire damage. So roll 2d6 for the guy up close.
That's 8.
Is this a
Right.
1-a-day weapon?
It's a 1 per short rest, isn't it? Or is it 1 per day? Long rest.
It doesn't even say.
Really?
Yeah,
That
it
does.
doesn't. It just says I can do it.
Oh no, there it is. It's on the top of the right hand column. After you use your breath weapon, you can't use it again until you complete a short or long rest. So it's basically once per combat.
Either or.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So we are looking at. So you just did 8 to him.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings him to 14 wounds. Because there's nothing he can do about that, and 14 wounds is death. So he needs to start making death checks. I'll note that. Okay.
The other
Second guy.
He
6.
has to spend 2 vigor to mitigate 1 point of damage.
He does. So he's down to 0 vigor. And that's the first time he's been hit, as I recall. All right. That was a highly successful. Let me do one thing. 20 plus 1. He fails his con save, so he is dying on. He's unconscious. So he goes unconscious and he's dying. Yep. He's out and he's currently making death saves and he just failed his first.
Nice.
He said,
All right. Bjorn.
All right, so this guy's out of
He's out of vigor. So anything that's a threat will actually score. He has to either frantic defense or just take it.
All right, let's hope that this isn't going to be a shitty roll. I'm going to swing this hammer at him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
There you go. So that exceeds the threat DC, but not the hit DC. But because he is out of vigor, there's nothing he can do. He cannot take a frantic defense either because he has no vigor to do it. So he's just going to take damage.
All right, and whenever you're doing damage with that weapon, is there anything you add to it, or is it just
Your
straight?
strength bonus. Strength
All right.
bonus. So you'll do 1d. If it's a Warhammer, Warhammer is it?
It's a Maul.
Oh, so is that a simple or martial weapon?
That is a martial
Martial.
weapon.
Okay, so probably one. Is that 1d8 or 1d10?
That is 2d6.
Nice. 2d6 plus your
Balls.
strength bonus.
Malls are
Yep.
nice.
Got him by the malls.
And I've got the Great Weapon Mastery, so I'm going to re-roll that, both of those.
Okay.
There we go.
Wow. All right. So that guy has just taken 10 wounds because he has DR1. And so he is checking for knockout. He is not knocked out. Now let's check for injury. He is injured. So nice shooting, Tex.
Nice.
And one more. Sorry. And wow, these guys are dedicated. All right. But he is injured. So B3 is injured.
They're really dedicated to the Highwayman craft.
Something like that. All right. This guy is, as I recall, he took 2 wounds. So he's going to step close to Laughlin,
I think that threatens an attack, right?
which is an opportunity attack.
And that's just a regular attack, right?
It is. It uses your reaction. You have to choose to do it.
Oh, I have to choose to do it.
Yes.
Well, I already rolled. I guess I use it.
Well, no, I mean, I'll let you take that one back because it is important. Opportunity attacks are reactions. He rolls a hit on you. If you do an opportunity attack,
So,
you
could
lose
you
your opportunity for
explain
frantic
how
defense.
these reactions work? Let's say he hits me right now and rolls like 18.
Right.
What's
So
my reaction, and what would be the point of it?
Right. So at low level, so the frantic defense is the 2-for-1 vigor thing.
So,
Wait, you
what
have a
if-
shield. Oh no, you have a shield too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could use your reaction to take a blow on the shield, where the shield would take the hit rather than you. But if he rolls really high, you can't even do that. But if he's over your threat DC, but lower than your hit DC, you can take a hit on the shield instead of taking vigor.
Okay. And is there a way to get more than one reaction in turn?
No.
Later on.
Right now, no. I have toyed with having an optional rule that you get half your proficiency
Mm-hmm.
reactions, but right now you just get one.
Got it. What?
All right, so you can go for the offense and opportunity attack this guy, and he is.
I guess I got enough like armor and soak that I think I'll just
Well,
try to hit him.
he's also injured, so his attacks are going to be a disadvantage on you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, even more reason. So
Yep.
do I
All right.
re-roll or do I just
Please, yeah, re-roll because we had the discussion.
okay? And I fail anyway.
All right, still miss. All right, so he's going to take a shot at you at disadvantage.
20.
Well, just remember he's got to roll 2 20s in order to make that count.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he misses. He's
That
not
was a
even
joke.
capable.
They would get 2 20s in a row.
There you go. All right, now this guy finally getting into the fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bjorn, you don't have a long weapon, right? You've got a regular. But you can. So that's fine. So he gets up close. Oh, I'm sorry. He actually does get to attack Bjorn. And he's a shield fighter. Okay, 18. That's a threat.
Yep.
And 1d8 plus 1 for 8 vigor. Now,
Good vigor.
here's the thing. So Bjorn, are you carrying a shield or is Maul a two-handed weapon?
Maul is a two-handed weapon.
Okay, very good. So 8 vigor is coming your way. I believe that you can simply absorb that the
With,
same way that you would absorb hit points.
So with my DR?
DR only counts at the end. So you either take it as hit the DR, or you absorb vigor. I've never seen a combat style where you back up just a little bit. Oh, I'm just going to let my armor take this a little bit. So you get to choose whether you just take the hit, in which case I'll re-roll the damage. But if you just want to take it, you declare it before damage is rolled.
All right. So yeah, I'll use the vigor.
Okay.
So I just take
So-
8 vigor?
Yep, 8 vigor. And really what that is you're either moving out of the way. So that's what the vigor represents.
Well, what I guess I didn't understand is what is the point of a feverish where you spend double the vigor when you just take the attack and get
if you
one
had
extra vigor?
if you had 50 vigor, it makes a big difference. If you have at first level, frantic defense only is going to protect you against low blows. But if you had 50 vigor,
let's say I'm level 10 and I'm hit by attack for 30 damage and I have 50 vigor.
then you're unlikely to get, unless you get hit by a spell, but you're unlikely to get hit by a single attack that's much. Let's take a more reasonable value.
Okay,
Let's say
say 15.
you get 15. So you could take 30 vigor instead of
15 vigor?
instead of 15 wounds.
Oh,
Right.
so does it only matter if you crit, basically?
Yeah, that's right. If you exceed the hit DC, the frantic defense looks at right. Got it.
Okay, this makes sense now.
Yeah. No, it's saying, if you exceed the hit DC, you've rolled well enough that blow is going to penetrate your defenses unless you do something desperate. And that's what the frantic defense represents. If you just throw a regular blow and you don't exceed the hit DC, then the vigor loss is a parry or a block or you're leaning out of the way. That represents the back and forth of regular combat. At first level, basically what you're saying is you can probably ward off like 1 or 2 blows for unless your bad guys just miss. And that's kind of where you guys are right now. You're just starting off. Okay, we just did that, I think. He attacked and missed. No, I'm sorry, he attacked and hit and did the vigor. Okay, so now where are we? This guy he's only got 2 wounds okay. So he's going to attack Bjorn. He's going to attack Bjorn at advantage because it's a 2-on-1 situation.
Oh god, I hate it.
God, really?
If only.
Come on. All right, so he missed. I'm very disappointed. Sif is up. As a game master, I want you guys to feel the bite, and I've not rolled anything higher than a 6.
It's alright, I barely have either.
All right, that's fair. Sif.
On the, how's
this
still
person he's unconscious and dying.
okay?
The most dangerous is this guy.
And of course, Bjorn is blocking my way.
Wow.
Do you have magic missile?
That never misses.
Yes.
And it does force damage. It's basically magic missile is death touch. You cast it and it just does wounds.
Sure, whatever.
That is
just
really strong, isn't it?
I think it's only 1d4.
Well, it's a cantrip, isn't it?
No, it's a first level spell.
1.
Okay, then it's acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolling to hit with magic and missile.
You don't even
So
have to roll to
close!
hit. You don't. Yeah, I know, but you don't have to even have to roll to hit. You just roll damage. They
But that means
automatically
you're
hit.
not allowed to crit.
Damn.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, and unless the armor is magical, it just does wounds. It's a brutal spell.
It just works.
Yep.
I believe it is
1d4 force damage.
It's 1d4 per shot, I think, and I think it shoots
Oh, and there's 2 of them. Oh my goodness gracious. That is brutal. But you get to do it once. So
Oh!
there they are. 6 wounds.
Pew,
That's a
pew.
lot of wounds.
It is a lot of wounds. No,
you'll
armor
just see
does
this,
not
yeah,
armor
you'll
does
just-
not protect, and you cannot employ I believe you cannot employ frantic defense.
So you'll just see these 2 little purple.
They never
orbs
yeah,
shoot out of the
these never
center, and
miss.
they just
There's
kind of,
yeah.
yeah,
Holy
they just
shit.
stick around
These never
Bjorn,
miss.
and they just
Yeah.
got the guy in the face.
Yeah, these never miss. There's no saving throw or attack
You're
roll.
gonna
and
get like 2 of them, right?
Yep, there's 2. Mundane armor does not protect. The other thing is it as a 9th level spell does 6 missiles.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it's now the one thing though is that magical armor can protect against a lower level spell slot. So there's like magical armor and shields will be you can defend against a magic missile if you have enchanted stuff.
That's about it, because otherwise, I believe I read in the book that basically treats magic missile like magical weapons.
Yep.
There's not a lot you can do to
Wow.
protect from it.
Yeah. No. The way that it works is there's something called magical potency, and the higher the spell slot, the more potent, and the levels are mundane, magical, +1, +2, +3.
Mm-hmm.
And if your magical potency exceeds the magical potency of the defense, magic missile just works. So yeah, no, it's pretty badass. So this guy now has 8 wounds, has taken 8 wounds. He is facing KO. So if he fails this Constitution saving throw, then he's just out. He does
Damn.
not fail. Oh wait, what's your spell DC? No, con throw. What's your spell DC?
I spelled this.
No, I'm sorry. Wait. No, I'm sorry. No. Sorry, I'm forgetting my own rules. I need an injury saving. Blah blah blah. Injury, rest, and healing. Haven't memorized it. No, you're up to one match. Oh, DC 20. So he fails. He is. I forgot the saving throw was that high. So he's out. Is there a way for me to indicate that?
Yeah. If
Yes,
you,
yes.
There should be a little.
X.
Okay, no, I got it.
As a snail.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is
a
a snail.
snail.
Where's your KO'd?
There would be a skull.
Yeah, well, the skull is a little permanent.
No,
So,
there's the
that's-
X like this one.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that. All right. And this guy is X'd
Wait,
out. as
so what
well.
the hell happened? Oh, Bjorn. Okay, looked like Bjorn got hit. I was like, what?
No, you're fine. No, Bjorn didn't get hit. I think Bjorn's character, Bjorn's player was showing me how to.
Yep.
yeah, I
little
was just
thing was
messing
on there.
around.
Leoffwin,
Yes,
you're up.
no.
Okay, I can still stab this guy even though I have a reach weapon, right? Right next to me.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, that was something that actually
Poke.
surprised me about using real world spears. Poke him.
failed.
Failed. All right,
Next turn.
Grungnir.
All right. So with these two guys on their ass, let's see. 1, 2,
Yeah,
5, 6.
you got it. You attack him with advantage because you have him flanked.
Yes. I will. This will be a perfect chance to go ahead and go in for the grapple.
Make it happen. Regular attack roll.
Oh dear.
Oh wait, no, 11. Oh no, 11 is a threat because you have advantage. Roll damage.
All right. I just forgot how to roll grapple damage.
Are you a barbarian?
Yep.
1d12 plus your strength bonus.
1d12 plus my strength bonus. 6. 6 control damage.
All right, and I believe this guy is out of vigor, as I recall, because Leoffwin made him unhappy, and he's been taking wounds. Is that So you grapple him. You got him grappled. He is grappled. With 6.
So I got a question here, Douglas.
Yes.
So you mentioned that the grapple damage is based on your class's hit die,
Yes.
but the size adjustment table on page 5 has a base grapple damage.
It does, and that's for monsters.
Oh,
Yep.
Because pretty much, yeah, it basically is. Yeah, that's just for monsters.
that's why I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wanted, monsters are kind of a little bit generic. I wanted to differentiate between, and that's worth noting explicitly. Thank you for that. I wanted to differentiate between character classes, but monsters don't really have classes. So for them, it's just their basic size. But for player characters, I wanted to make sure that your character class, the combative classes, I wanted to be better fighters.
Got it.
And so yeah, that's the root of that.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it was that the barbarian is just badass, and the barbarian, the path of Lausatak is even worse because they get all kinds of grapple feats. And at really high level, there's even like something called like a severing wrench, where you can basically just kill somebody deader than hell by breaking their neck. But anyway, yeah. So the Lausatak, and then actually one of the nifty things about the path of Lausatak is that as you get higher and higher level, I think that you get like abilities to grapple against weapons. Like if you're doing a grappling attack, the opportunity attacks that happen when you attack someone with weapons, you have advantage to avoid, or the opportunity attacks happen at disadvantage because you're better at avoiding those to get into the grapple. So there's some abilities that enhance your fighting, your unarmed grappling style.
That's
hence
really
why,
interesting.
hence why I took a net, and I am sad.
Yeah,
that,
that's right.
It's sad
right.
that we didn't start at level 3.
Yeah, no, I know, but I wanted to just play it there. Okay, so 6 control on him. He's grappled. If you have your copy of the PDF, so if you want to do fancy stuff like inflict damage on him or throw him to the ground or whatever next turn, go ahead and look that up. Bjorn.
All right, so with him grappled, would it be an opportunity attack if I moved forward right here?
No, because you're not changing range, and also because you're flanking, you have advantage. So you could do a called shot at +5 to your critical range, unless you were trying to do a. Now it would be an opportunity attack because you are okay. Him no, but moving into this guy.
Into this guy's range?
Yeah, would provoke an opportunity attack, but he's about to. Yeah, yep.
In that case, I'm just going to, whack him with the hammer again.
Yeah, do it.
All right, does that give me any bonus or advantage with the grappling or no?
Not with the grappling, but because you've got him flanked,
Yes.
2-on-1, you attack with advantage. So
All
you
right.
can either keep that advantage, which is more likely to hit or roll high, or you can trade it for a higher crit range. Much higher crit range.
I'll go with the crit range.
All right.
Let's just.
So you'll crit.
Oh,
you'll
God
crit
damn
on a
it.
15 or higher, or
Yeah.
not.
Or not. That
Sorry.
works too.
All right. This guy is attack Leofwin. I believe he attacks at disadvantage because he's been mucked up a bit.
Okay. Wait.
Okay. Right.
How can he hit me?
This guy?
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. No. Sorry. This guy.
Ow.
Yeah, he attacks with disadvantage.
Yeah. He's been. Miss. Rolled a 5. This guy is going to. No, I'm going to check. Oh. All right. Anyone who does not have anyone who hasn't used the reaction, he's running.
All right, could I use the reaction to
Yes.
bop him?
Yes.
All right, let's hope this works this time. Oh,
Does
there we
13
go.
hit?
Yeah. 13's a threat, and I believe he's out of vigor, so that's a hit. Evan, was that?
11 damage.
Oh, was that your net?
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Oh, no, it's not damage. That's not damage. 5 damage.
20. Yeah. So he's grappled for 5 and speared for what? Lefwin. Oh, there it is.
5.
No, he's pierced for 5. What's your net?
My net is
You're grappling.
1d10. 11.
Oh, all right. So he is speared, wounded, and restrained.
Oh, sorry,
Can
I
I
didn't mean to click
still
that.
use the hammer?
I was
Yeah,
trying-
sure.
I was
All
trying to
right,
click
do you want me to
something else
re-roll
too,
or
Jess.
use the roll from before?
There we
Go ahead, reroll. I'm sorry, Haley. What were you saying?
I accidentally clicked one of my spells when I was trying to
Okay.
look at the effects. I missed.
Will that do?
That is a threat, but you're rolling at advantage because of all kinds of nasty that he's under now. So you again.
Oh, nice. Not less
All right,
nice.
you get the 13. Yeah, so it's still a hit.
All right.
So you can roll damage if you like.
All right, and I'll re-roll that too.
Brutal. So you're looking at 11 damage. So
That's
that
10
will
damage.
kill him.
10 damage with the re-roll the 2
Oh.
and keep the 1.
Okay, very good. 10. Yeah, so he is splattered and dying. We'll X that out. So that is everybody
One
but
unlucky dude.
one. Yeah, so just this guy. And at this point, he's gonna roll morale himself, and he surrenders.
Yeah.
Nobody runs.
He just gives up. He saw what happened to the last guy that tried to run, and he may be a slow learner, but he is of average intelligence, so he gives.
So he basically pulled oh geez, I can't remember her name, but the officer from Helgen Skyrim. Does anyone else feel like running?
My Skyrim foo is weak, but
All right. I'll roll persuasion and try to get him to tell me what the hell is going on at the place we're interested in.
sure. So let's see.
Are
Yeah,
we at
you-
an advantage? We're clearly being.
For be clear, I would say yes. Either and you persuasion or intimidation. Which,
Oh, they're both the same thing, actually.
that's fine. Okay. Oh yeah, so you get the 22. Yeah. Basically he's babbling and scared and wounded and whatever. He basically says that he was told to intercept. They were dispatched to intercept and kill you guys.
So they knew we were
Specifically,
coming?
For what reason?
He gives a name, says, this person was just told me to just, I was only given instructions to look for, the 4 of you by description, and to ensure that you never returned.
And right now we are past the wall, right? So
You are well past the wall. Yeah.
So somebody had to tell him about us.
But they did give a name. What was the name?
Gonna make me. All right, give me 1 sec.
obviously it's not important because the GM didn't have it already.
No.
Don't worry about
It's no. It's the name is actually important. I just forgot to generate it. Newt. We'll make him a Newt.
Newt.
Yes.
Newt.
Yeah.
What a strange name.
It's not that strange.
It's not that strange.
I mean, it is the word newt.
Yes.
Well, it's probably K-N-U-T.
K-N-U-T.
Oh,
Canute. Yes. Canute.
Canute. Oh,
Canute.
Canute. I knew a Canute.
Yes. Actually did too.
Canute.
Canute.
Yeah, he was 6'4", 350. He was a big Viking looking dude too. He was definitely of the ancestry to have that name.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry. It's just funny to say.
Newt.
Yes. I
so
can
that's
change it.
where.
We can make him be Eric the Viking instead.
Eric.
So you were sent from this place that he told us about.
Yes.
Kill us. Well, what is over at this place we actually asked you about?
He has no idea.
Okay.
Have you heard of this place?
He has. He definitely has heard of that place. That was where it was. Yes, he knows that it was where Asborn set up his own little mini domain.
Have you heard anything about the state of it? Whether or not
No.
it's still operational?
No, he doesn't.
That
He doesn't
bode
know.
well. So, what are we gonna do with this guy?
I just leave him here unless he wants to die. Then I'll kill him.
I mean, what do you want to die?
Who? That's an excellent question. No.
Do we want
well,
him to die? That is the
Well,
question.
no. I just need to consider his background. He's like, absolutely, absolutely not. I I'm sworn to serve Eric or Newt. Or do you want him to be Eric or Newt?
Eric,
All right, because you just can't take Newt seriously.
Eric,
No.
I
All
don't know if I could take Eric seriously
No.
either, but I love it.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, I'm sworn to Eric's service. I will not fail in that service. You can do whatever you want, but you know, he's Yeah.
So, is there any chance of you not going and telling Eric about this?
There's always the cut off his hands and cut off his tongue thing, but I'm not usually a search for that.
Okay, but
Back
maybe
in
not.
my day,
Okay, that seems a bit brutal.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
just
we could
break
go
his
more
wrists.
brutal.
All I'm saying is I got a hammer. We can just break the wrists. It won't be any problem.
so
What's
I mean,
a
barbaric
dagger?
as that is.
I have
So-
a
so
dagger.
the-
Just let me have at him.
right there's that. I mean, legitimately, if I understand Viking law, he tried to kill you. His life is forfeit. So
It
you
is.
could kill. You could kill him, or you could turn him into a slave. I don't know that he's going to be a real good slave, though. He seems pretty determined to serve Eric the Viking over there. So this is not. So I swear, this is not the game master saying you should kill this guy. What I'm saying is that from the background of this particular world, he's not likely, because of his responses, he's not likely to make a good thrall, because he's not giving up his allegiance to his master, his jarl, or whatever you want to call it. He's sworn allegiance to some guy, and he's not willing to break it. So, because you could take him thrall, and he's not doing what a thrall should do, his life is forfeit.
All right. So let's take a vote here. All for killing him.
I paused for a
Aye.
moment and slowly raised my hand.
Aye.
All right. What about you, other person?
Bjorn.
Well, I am Bjorn.
Okay, Grungier. Sorry, it's hard to differentiate between the voices. Like, not being judgmental or anything, but you guys all sound the same to me. I'm
Maybe
just a
because
girl
I'm a
here. Get off
dwarf.
my back.
He shall
So
take.
so one of you people needs to inhale argon, and the other needs to. That'll fix it.
Man, I wish there was some mic setting where I could just turn up my voice right now.
He shall
Yeah.
taste death.
All right,
That works.
so I just kind of raise this hammer that's essentially just an anvil on a stick,
Right.
and I
Flat.
just drop it on him.
All right. Okay. So that's 4 for 4. The other two are either expired or dying, as I read. I think it's 2 unconscious, 2 dead, 2 unconscious at the moment.
All right. Should we just mercy the rest of these?
Probably.
I mean,
Yes.
Did they have anything that we might want?
There are 4
Maps.
four battle axes, 2 shields, 4
Ration?
sets of let's say yes. Let's say, actually, let me think about this. No rations. Interestingly,
Maps.
it's okay. I have an explorer's pack.
no rations, no maps. The only thing that they would have is one of them, who with the shield, who you would guess is the leader, has a piece of paper with your descriptions fairly accurately conveyed on them.
I'll take the paper and then just off the rest.
I am not an effeminate gay lizard man.
Says
I don't
who?
know. I don't even want to think about that. All right,
know
what am I
Sif-
doing?
I know
Is that
Sif
like a
pretty
chameleon?
much. The chameleon. I know
A
Sif
very-
pretty much. She would probably walk up to one of the ones that's still dying, basically take everything off of him, then just pull out her dagger. Slit.
Slit.
No
All right.
remorse.
Just do a couple burial rites, just hammer.
Like,
All right.
Look at Barrow, right? They tried to
I
attack.
shall take one of these shields.
Just respectfully cave his chest in.
Well, extra shields are good.
Yeah, no, and shields. You haven't seen it yet, but in a pretty good battle, especially at low level, taking blows on the shield to avoid taking vigor is a reasonable thing to do.
So we'll take all their hand axes. We'll take all their shields. I'll put them on a horse because
And they're battle axes, not hand axes. They're martial weapons.
Oh,
Are
I
those
need
the
one of
long
these
axes or
shields
what?
because I don't wear armor.
I don't either, but I'm depending on distance.
Well, yeah, but I get bonuses to not wearing armor.
Yeah,
As
it
a
makes
berserker.
sense to you.
It's like you can still grapple while holding a shield, and you get your shield armor bonus.
They call me Johnny Two Shields.
There we go.
Johnny.
All right,
Two
let's see what
Shields.
goes on here. 3. Yeah. So one of them has. So first one has 2 gold, 4 silver. Second one has 1 gold, 4 silver. Next one has 3 gold, 2 silver. Last one has 1 gold.
Could you repeat that, please?
I
For those of us
can.
that are trying to note it
Yeah,
down.
sure. Gotta get the treasure. First one has 2 gold, 4 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Second one has 1 gold, 4 silver. Next one has 3 gold, 2 silver. Next one has 1 gold.
Okay.
So we're looking at what?
7 gold, 10 silver.
So 8 gold pieces in loot. And
And
coins.
4 of us, so we'll
Yeah.
each take 2 golds worth.
There we go.
Isn't it so convenient when the mooks come with just the right amount of loot?
You know, it's cool. It's cool.
So you said 2 gold?
2 gold piece.
Yeah,
Yep.
but if you
Yeah.
guys don't mind, Sif is basically going to take the 10 silver and 1 gold piece. Just so
Sure.
she has some spare change.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay,
that's good
so
for
it
me.
is currently 8:30. We're playing for 3.5 hours. Certainly we can. I'm happy to continue. But I will have to call it quits in about another half hour, I think.
All right.
Fair enough. If you want to stop here, I wouldn't complain that much. I was having lots of fun.
No, we can keep going. I just wanted to do a quick time check. We've had a grapple fight. We've had a regular fight. We've done some good role play. Why don't we have you guys decide whether or not, since you've been attacked, you want to continue to the on your map way, or turn around and go back to Northwatch?
Well, we do have a mission, and I don't think the woman would be very pleased with us if we just abandoned it now.
All right,
Yep.
Moving onwards.
Onwards we go.
onwards. Onwards you go. Let me.
Well, first grab the horses, and then
we
we
did
go.
promise certain death.
You did. All right, where's the? Did I delete them? Oh, there it is. Okay. You guys, come here. Copy. All right. And hey, that I always forget to do that.
Whee!
Oh,
What the? Oh my god! It's so
Happy
cute.
little villages.
It's so cute.
Okay.
It is
So what? Yeah. So what I'm going to suggest is Sif, since she's
perfect.
fearless leader, your token is going to represent the whole.
Oh dear, I'm the party leader. Oh crap.
Yep.
What if I
Hey,
get
you know,
myself
that's
into?
That's what happens when you're the face. You wind up being put in charge of things.
I'm not even a bard or anything. I'm just a wizard.
There's
I'm
the
just
bard.
a
Too bad.
wizard.
you
Yeah,
were the most
well, you know,
sensible of
they're
all
no
of
bards.
us.
So you know, was Gandalf the leader, or did they let Philly and Killy do it? You go to the wizard, right?
Is that a
The
race
root-
thing?
It is the root. No, it's a yeah, absolutely. No, it's the root of wizard is wise. So clearly, you must be
Oh,
the right
dear.
plan. Okay,
All
You're
right.
wise and you're art.
I guess we're entering from this direction over here.
sure.
Okay, so a rather small village, it seems.
Yes,
They look pretty happy.
they do. They're very bright and cheerful. Some things that what is just what you see is quite literally what you get here. You've got some farmsteads on the outside. You've got some buildings in the center of town. Number 9 has a chimney like a smithy, because it is a smithy. I will do a little prompting here, just culturally speaking. What is the thing that I described in every town that you've been at so far that does not seem to be on the map? You remember?
The longhouses?
The longhouses are still there. The wall.
Oh,
Oh, there's no wall.
The
What the?
defend- yeah,
Why is there no wall?
Precisely. So there's and I just normally I don't want to make you, because that's something that no one would come up here and not build a defense, and
So
they
why
did,
is
and
there no-
they did. It was just unwise. But yeah, so there we go. So no wall. There is the longhouse in the village green.
Okay,
so
well,
are we gonna go to this longhouse?
yeah, go to the longhouse first and see if we can find anything in there. Whee!
So yeah, so just by the look of it, 8 looks like a town meeting center. 2 looks like probably the head person's dwelling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are probably artisans and other people who are living inside a town. And then to the northeast, fields, farms.
Okay, so we're going
right.
to go to the longhouse and see. Is there anybody home? First off.
So a couple things. As you're crossing the village green, you see some corpses. They are
Oh.
not human.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
Oh, are they a bunch of lizards?
They are.
Good.
You have some Etla folk and some
Sounds-
Fitrildi. And they seem to be well and truly hacked to pieces.
Are there any people walking around actually?
There are not.
Oh,
Yeah, where is everybody?
That
that's
is
a
an
rather
excellent-
strange thing.
Yes. As
There's
you
also quite a few monster corpses, almost like, making a town up here was bad.
So, and there are some, as you continue to the longhouse, you see the remains, the partially chewed remains of. Actually, let me think about that. Yes, you see some partially chewed human remains. You see some dead lizard folk, some dead Fithroldi as well. The Fithroldi and Etla folk do not seem to be chewed and eaten, but they have been hacked up by like a berserk Cuisinart.
Well, I mean, I'm glad we're not eating lizards now.
I hear they're pretty good.
Tastes like chicken.
Exactly.
I filled the
I actually ate crocodile once. It tastes
See?
like pork.
It tastes like pork.
Yeah. You
Have you
cannot
guys seen
tell the
the-
difference. It's pork.
Have you guys seen the Transformers movie?
No.
No, okay.
Ooh,
Well, everybody knows that the gator has the most succulent meat. Dude, nobody here speaks Spanish. So for what it was, which was a high action popcorn movie with enough alcohol, it was fun.
With enough alcohol.
I feel like that's
No,
most things, though.
That's true. Well, yeah, true. I'm 46 now. Some points where that's not true. But
A child's dance recital with enough
that
alcohol is fun.
that one is missed depending
Yeah.
on that can get really painful. My eldest daughter is actually a regionally talented singer and actress, and so her performances are always a hoot.
Ooh,
Anyway.
yay.
Yeah, no, she's found a great place for her in a local gifted and talented academy, and they have some amazing stuff going on. All right. Yeah, so you're checking it out. Yeah, people are. I'm gonna do a because nothing is actually about to jump out and bite you. You've got fairly hacked up lizard folk and kobolds. I'm sorry, Ethel folk and Fithrildi, and the human dead are clustered in 8, 9, and 2. Clearly a last stand. Clearly a last stand that failed.
Well, is the person we're looking for among the corpses?
Are any of them recognizable as, anything
As
more than
well,
skeleton?
And anything more than
first
hors
of all-
d'oeuvres. It is
Yeah.
possible that 2 of the bodies in the L-shaped longhouse are likely to be the family crest. Yes. So yes, there's some gear and some markings. I know. There we go. I'm sorry. I had to think about this a little bit, but the embossing on the studded leather for one of the women and the bling, so to speak, matches the wax seal on the map that was given to you by Asbjorn's sister.
All right. So is it
Well-
just the woman, or is there?
The
man.
woman and the man. So it looks your basic guess is whatever these used to be were Asbjorn and his mother.
Well, that's
Well,
that, I think.
Get the body bags.
Well, here's the thing: are they entire bodies or are they chewed up messes?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Little column A, little column B.
Is it going to be it's not going to be an open casket, is it?
No.
Not really, no.
It's gonna be funeral pyre, thank goodness.
And
Open
it
pyre.
it has been a bit. These guys are reasonably well decomposed. You know?
Oh God! Ew.
Yeah,
I
ew.
feel like
There's
this
a lot
is
of
going to
that.
be a very sad thing when we get back to town.
It could very well be. Interestingly enough, those Ethelfolk and Fithrildi are not nearly as decomposed.
Then who the fuck killed them?
Wait a minute. Didn't she say earlier about being up north, the dead tend to rise more?
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I want to fight zombies.
So,
Huh. Where are you gonna
I
spend the
mean,
night
they're
tonight?
already dead. That means you can just kill them again. They died in the first place, after all.
okay, now that's an idea.
Yeah,
Easy.
We do need to get these bodies back.
but it likely is nightfall by this point, so we'll have to stay the night.
Should we bind up some of these bodies so they don't rise? Or whenever they do, they can't do shit?
I
Or
would prefer just going into one of the houses, clearing it out, then locking the door, and walling it in.
I
we
don't
should,
want to lose these two.
we
as
should
come
burn
all
them.
this way. We're not burning them. That is, we're bringing them back for the.
Oh,
others
not
to
those two.
burn.
Everybody else, all the other human corpses.
Oh yeah,
let's
we should.
burn them.
We'll get a mass pyre ready.
Yeah, it's like we should burn everything except what we need.
We might be making a rash judgment. I mean, these are a bunch of dead. You notice, like, they haven't attacked each other. So if the dead are rising, who knows how coherent they'll be?
Not at all.
That's
I'm
probably
not.
true.
I am not taking that risk. Sorry, I'll take a lot of risks in my time, but I'm not
Alright.
taking this one.
Alright.
if you had a cleric, I'd call for a religion roll. Arcana
have-
might do it.
Um,
A religion or
I
Arcana
will-
would.
I mean, I can still make a religion roll just at a -2.
Yeah,
I can
anybody
make
can.
one. I
Yeah,
can
but
make
we're
one.
not going to go crit fishing here. Well, Haley nailed it. Never mind.
Damn.
I
Damn,
can crit
girl.
fishing, I got something.
Yeah, you caught something. So as you look around, it would appear that the one thing that you notice about the dead that are left is that they are not in any way near windows or a source of sunlight.
They can't go out in the light.
Fuck.
Sunlight. Yes, they can't. They can't go out in the light, or B, sunlight tends to be the great purifier.
And what time is it? It's night, right?
Yeah, it's getting close to now. We'll be mean. It's getting close to now.
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Action
fuck.
plan.
I
Action
can't believe
plan.
it.
I grabbed the things. You know, what's it called? The seal and that map. And it's like, okay, let's go.
We need the bodies.
No, we don't.
We were asked to get the bodies.
Were we?
Just yes.
You were.
We just tie them and gag them.
Well, they're kind of decomposing, so how do we know they aren't going to fall into two on the back
It
of the horse?
would be
It's a risk.
reasonable. It would be reasonable to wrap them in cloth and tie them.
Someone find
Tightly.
bed sheets. Someone
Trust
find
me,
bed sheets.
No, that's right. But so
Or sacks for grain.
yeah, whatever. Right, but let's assume that that there's sufficient cloth to make that happen.
All right.
Make
And
them
So we do
mummies.
that.
are we going to leave the other bodies out here, or are we going to burn them?
Put them all into the longhouse. Burn the longhouse. Let's get out of here.
All right, let's start. Quick.
All right.
quickly. Have to.
All right.
So,
Okay, so we'll it's about 15 minutes to 10 minutes to the end. So I'm going to call it here because I wanted you guys to find the bodies, and you can probably outrun whatever you're gonna beat feet and ride through the night.
Probably.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So we'll assume that you guys get back to Northwatch. Where are you going? You're not going back to Northwatch, are you?
I mean, why not?
Oh, we gotta go. No, we had to. Well, do we want to stop and explain to her? Or do we want to get the bodies there first? Because the more days we take, the more they decompose.
So,
I mean,
so,
it's been months, right?
so there's the two ladies, right? Ilsa wanted word of Asborn, whereas the other one, whose name I cannot recall at the moment,
The sister.
the sister needed to hear about both of her family. So depending on what you wanted, so Ilsa was going to pay you as amount of service.
Well, I
and I
mean-
guess technically the Erica, I think, was already paid you, or whatever her name was. We'll say it's Astrid. We'll name her after the Viking from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh boy.
That's like one. Like we could once we get to Northwatch, 2 people could ride on to
And deliver the bodies.
and news, and 2 can talk to Ilsa.
Oh.
That sounds like a good
I
plan.
cannot believe that as we're running to the end, you guys decide to split the party. I want to play until midnight just so I can kill you all.
I mean, that's like exactly what we're supposed to do. Is
Did you
like,
really
some of
just
us
split the?
stop.
I'm like, did you really just split the party at first level?
Yes.
I'm salivating
Yes.
right now. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'd only
let's,
be splitting at safe areas.
yeah, that's right.
Once
Let's
we're already at somewhere that's safe.
well, you thought probably, yeah, it's safe.
Totally.
Just like
Totally.
just like Lieutenant Gorman said in Aliens, the area is secure.
Yeah.
All right, so
And
let's
then
call
I'll
that let's call that here. Just because I do have to get to work tomorrow and stuff, even though I've got a
We're
foot of
getting there.
damn snow on the ground. Yeah, and that's right. If you guys are Eastern time, then it's even later.
Yep.
So let's call it here.
Yay!
Thank you for trying it out. I know that there was a little bit of rules drift, but I hope you had some fun.
Yeah, I mean, at first I had a bit of the problem, like, just catching up with it. I was kind of anxious at first, but, it was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
Getting into it, it's like, oh, man.
So
Which
I
it
will
is.
I will say that what you have hopefully experienced the edge of here is I'll email it to you. I don't want to describe it too much. It is a reasonably complicated relationship map that I put together with no fewer than 6 to 8 interwoven potential sandbox plot lines.
Oh,
So yeah, no, there was a lot here that you could have done depending on what you explored and experienced. The the bandits, and the wrong word for it, the cultists that you guys fought and killed were one thread. Ilsa and her relationship with Asborn is another. Ilsa and her relationship with her father is another. Gunnulf's relationship with his new concubine and the rest of his family and village is another. Gunnulf's interaction with Orm is another. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more threads, some of which you've touched on and some of you have not. So this will be the first level starter adventure that I'm going to try and have ready. Certainly it'll be ready before the print copies for the Kickstarter ship on or before October, and I'm really hoping to send this out as a PDF in July, on or before July, when the final copies of the PDF are ready. If you back the Kickstarter, you will get, well, you already have, but you will get the foes and the deeds book. Sorry, the foes and the you will get the intro set the day the Kickstarter funds settle. It won't be edited, layout won't be final, but it will be as playable as it was today. You can see that it was a fairly advanced state. The foes and the primary rules are going to be integrated in one piece. My layout expert and I did them in 2 pieces so that we could parallel process up to now.
All right.
And
Well,
this
thank
was
you.
actually really fun.
It was.
And character generation, easy, which is always a big
Pretty quick,
plus.
yeah.
I do actually have a question about the classes.
Yes.
So whenever you're talking about the grappling and the damage that you do,
Yes.
and how basically that means the barbarian is one of the most fit for just fisticuffs.
Yes.
What does that mean for like the monk-like classes?
So monk is not in Dragon Heresy.
Oh, nice.
If you were to port, there is a martial arts or a light fight. There's basically a feat that gives you martial arts abilities, but feats are not in the introductory set because they were always optional in the 5th edition SRD anyway. And there's really quite enough going on with the options that are in front of you without, oh, do I do this or do I do that, right? So for the first couple of levels, you're really only looking at 1 feat anyway at 4th level, right? So there is something that allows you to do martial artsy stuff. I just haven't decided on whether that's 2 feats or 3. Probably 2 to get all of the abilities that a monk pulls around. Because I do like the capabilities, and being able to parry arrows and stuff. Because there are sagas where you're knocking arrows and spears out of the air. And so the kind of stuff that you're doing is supported in myth and story. But in any case, certain things were taken out of the game because monks are very Eastern, Asian, and I didn't really see anything that would be an equivalent in the stories that I've read thus far to a monk. So I took monks out. Halflings are gone because they're rather Tolkien. Gnomes and dwarves are there because both gnomes and Dvergar are present in the. Does that say RAR? RAW, whatever. Lizards, zombies, dragons, lizards. But yeah, so monks really aren't there. So that's. But that being said, martial arts. If you were to import a monk, there's actually an Asian-style culture called the Inthriki that's in the world that's based on one of the periods in Japan with some Korean influence as well. But there was a whole thing that got taken out. But if you wanted to bring a monk in, martial arts damage gets added to control damage.
Nice.
Right. So it's monks will wind up. I think initially monks and barbarians. I think the barbarian's going to win at first level because it's 1d12 plus 5 versus 1d8 plus 1d4 plus usually less because usually the monks aren't as strong. But pretty soon as that martial arts, as the martial arts damage stacks up, the monk will wind up being the best grappler.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus, they get to parry arrows with their bare hands, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. I didn't throw any arrows at you today, but
Today.
Yeah, but I originally I was thinking, distance, because if you don't have a shield, it's like having no vigor. Every potential threat counts as a hit, so you have to use a lot of frantic defense facing archers. That's one of the reasons why,